No problem for TCU in the third quarter. Coming up next, Josh Allen in Wyoming. This game's going to start on ESPN News, and then as soon as you guys wrap things up down there in New Orleans, we'll move it over here to ESPN 2.
All right, buddy. All right, thanks. You know, combined 22 national titles between USC and Notre Dame. There was a big buildup for a big head-to-head there. And Notre Dame has completely dominated that football game.
Notre Dame is back, people. They're back. They'll probably rise in the rankings. You beat up USC like that.
And it looks like another embarrassing loss for the Pac-12. And there have been some in recent weeks.
Yeah, there's no top 10 team currently from the Pac-12. And they're definitely showing you that they're not going to be a representative this year. So Pac-12 probably looking on the outside in again this year.
TCU taking care of business as they rep the Big 12. Run for Dearness Johnson. It's going to bring up third down and short for USF as we take a look at the football rankings brought to us by Chick-fil-A. Penn State leading 28-13 over Michigan. Georgia on bye this week. And Alabama no trouble with Tennessee today. Johnson through the hole, gets free. Inside the 25 and slides down to the 22-yard line. Gain of 15. USF will move the chains. Wisconsin, that's another team that nobody's really talking about, but that's partly because their schedule hasn't been that tough. They still have Michigan on the schedule, but you know they don't really have a really hard schedule this year, and I think that's why people haven't been talking a lot about Wisconsin.
But look who's just looking. Look who's lurking on there. Ohio State at 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just on the outside, letting things happen, kind of almost controlling their own destiny.
Dearness Johnson as we go under 6 minutes to play here in New Orleans. USF, they are going to likely rise up in the polls. Number 16 coming into the weekend. One of 3 ranked teams from the American. The American is starting to say, hey, we're part of the Power 6. You know, the American's having a good year.
Right now they're at 16, and dare I say, they continue to keep winning.
Going to be first down and goal to go for USF. Another good run for Johnson.
How far can this team climb, Clay? I mean, we really have to talk about that. At 16 right now, with a lot of football left, especially in November, could they possibly start sneaking up into a college football playoff talk?
Johnson making his way toward the end zone. He gets inside the 5, pushed out of bounds. Penalty marker down behind the play.
Personal foul, chop block, offense.
Another chop block.
Number 77 and 78, 15-yard penalty, first down.
William Atterbury, number 78. Number 77 is Marcus Norman on the right side of that USF line.
Up to 48 inches, so there's a perfect fit for you. Get the Comfort Click belt in black or brown for just $19.99 with a money-back, perfect fit guarantee. So get the perfect fit with Comfort Click.
Call 1-800-461-7911, or you can visit us online at comfortclickbelt.com. Don't delay. Call or click today.
America. Drug addiction is plaguing our great country. Call Make America Sober Again now, before this disease destroys your family, your friends, your country. If you or someone you know is struggling with a drug or alcohol addiction, make the next minute in your life count. Call Make America Sober Again now and speak to someone that can help.
Call 800-375-1726.
Welcome back to Sports Center. Your boy Kerry Chat. We got an update from the SEC. Number 21 Auburn taking on Arkansas in Fayetteville. Third quarter, Tigers up 31-6. Trick play. Ryan Davis, the running back, to Darius Slayton. He gone 62 yards to the end zone. Auburn up 45-13. That is not a happy Arkansas fan. Why we got to do that? Because it's funny. Number 9, Oklahoma, taking on Kansas State. How about some Big 12 action? Baker Mayfield and the Sooners. Early second quarter. Mayfield floats it up. And check out what Denzel Goolsby did. He was trying to hit CeeDee Lamb, and Goolsby's like, nah, dude, this one's mine. SC top 10 nom. Fourth quarter. Back and forth game. Sooners down by 1. Mayfield with the keeper. 3-yard score. Sooners get the 2-point conversion. They take their first lead of the game. 9 minutes left. Sooners punting. Austin Siebert can't handle it. Colby Moore recovers it. That's better than many returns, I would say. Huge mistake by the Sooners, and the Wildcats have the ball inside the red zone. And K-State would capitalize. Alex Delton, 1-yard quarterback sneak. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, and we're tied at 28. Under 7 minutes to go. Mayfield to an open Marquise Brown. He cuts back. Can he make it? No, but he's within the 10. 2nd and goal. Mayfield to Rodney Anderson, who dives into the end zone. Sooners up 35-28. K-State gonna respond. Delton. Nice protection. Going towards the sideline. Isaiah, that's Byron Pringle, catches it. He had to come back for it, but K-State's in the red zone. Same drive, 2nd and goal. Delton to Isaiah Zuber. Oh, he took a lick, but it was after he scored. So we're tied at 35, under 3 minutes remaining. Here comes Oklahoma. Mayfield to Brown. Time for some hurry-up offense. He's like, come on, guys, let's do this. 16 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Mayfield hands off to Rodney Anderson. Oh, Anderson looks like he's in trouble. Turns the corner, and the Wildcats can't get to him. How about that? That is going to end the game. Anderson with the game winner. Mayfield pulls off the comeback, wins 42-35. That fan is a little stunned. Now here's a look at Oklahoma's remaining schedule. And it doesn't get much easier for the Sooners. 3 of their next 5 games against teams currently in the top 25. But, yeah, they've got faith over there in Norman. Right here, we're done here for the time being on SportsCenter. We're going to toss you out to some Mountain West action. Josh Allen and Wyoming taking on Boise State.
On a rainy night in Boise, Idaho, it's a critical Mountain West Conference showdown. Division rivals square off. Wyoming and Boise State here in the Treasure Valley. Both teams coming in at 4-2. Both teams have won their last 3 ball games, and both teams undefeated in Mountain West Conference play at 2-0. Well, the weather will be a factor. Alongside of Tom Ramsey, I am Roy Philpott. Great to have you with us as always. When we talk about this matchup, we talk about Josh Allen, number 17 in white for Wyoming. It hasn't been the best start in his junior campaign, but he's starting to turn it on here as of late.
Well, one of the top quarterbacks in America and likely the #1 draft pick in the NFL draft next spring, Roy. He is the Wyoming Cowboy team, program, offense. He does it all. He'll both run and pass tonight against a tenacious and really high-flying Boise State defense tonight.
Well, the Broncos defense setting the tone last week in an upset win on the road at nationally ranked San Diego State. And they will be in charge here in rainy conditions, cold conditions on their home turf, the blue turf, to try to set the tone tonight. Wyoming won the coin toss and elected to receive from the 4. Brought down crossing the 30, ahead to the 32, and our first look at Josh Allen coming up right now. And Tom, this is a player that many are expecting to be a top 10 pick in next summer's draft, maybe the #1 overall pick, but he lost so many weapons from last year's team that finished 8-6 won the Mountain Division, and it's just taken a little bit of time to find his rhythm this year.
You know, the timing and continuity of their offense didn't take really form until just about 2 weeks ago, and with a win over Hawaii, they won in overtime, and he found his receiver, James Price, that night in the win, Roy, and I think we're going to see a little more James Price tonight.
Trey Woods, the converted linebacker in the backfield, and Allen with time surveys and fires a strike close to a first down. They'll rule it incomplete. As with the reception, Austin Fort slid out of bounds. He could not quite corral it.
That was awfully close to a catch. Fort made a sliding catch, and you mentioned it's raining tonight. The surface is a little bit slippery on that blue turf, and you saw where Josh Allen really waited until he saw his receiver come open.
Temperatures expected to dip into the upper 30s by the time we reach the fourth quarter tonight. Allen on the keeper, and this is something that we talked about with the Wyoming coaching staff this week, Tom. He's going to have to run the football more effectively for this offense to get in gear, and they've struggled on the ground this season.
Well, and I think he has to run the ball and be an effective runner tonight, because in order to keep the Boise State defense on their toes, they're reading and reacting. They're trying to keep eye discipline in the backfield. They're looking for the running back, Trey Woods, but Josh Allen is such a dynamic player and a runner. He can beat you on third down, too.
Nico Evans checks in for the first time as Johnson goes in motion on 3rd and 7. And the Broncos showing pressure. Allen with time, fires another strike. That'll move the chains, and a big third down conversion as C.J. Johnson makes his 16th grab of the season.
And Roy, right there, Boise State did not blitz a lot last week against San Diego State. That time they brought blitz, tried to put a little pressure on Josh Allen, but you see how quickly he gets rid of the ball, and ball's out of his hands. First down pokes.
That's a gain of 12. They needed 7. Cowboys coming off a big road win at Utah State last weekend in come from behind fashion. As Woods dives into plus territory, that's a gain of 6 on first down, and that's an impressive start for this Cowboys offense.
Trey Woods is really young in the backfield. He did not go through fall camp. He ended up going to running back after fall camp, converting from linebacker, and they just didn't have the horses. When Brian Hill left, went to the NFL draft, Trey Woods became the honoree right after fall camp broke.
Harshman lines up in the slot. Allen, another missile. It's incomplete, and too much mustard on that pass. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Pass intended for James Price.
Yeah, and just a moment ago we talked about Wyoming's offense and the depleted players they had. Tanner Gentry, of course, with the Chicago Bears. Brian Hill, a great running back. Jacob Hollister to the champion New England Patriots, and Chase Roulier, who was an awfully good center and guard for Wyoming. He was a center as well.
Evans back at running back on 3rd down. Allen with time. Pass is caught. Needed to reach the 48. Ball came out late. They'll rule him down. The time I believe he's going to come up just short. DeAndre Pierce in coverage.
It appears they're going to be just short, and they are going to go for it on 4th down. They're rolling in the extra tight end. Austin Fort comes in. Going heavy package.
After the grab by Conway, 4th and a long one. The bruiser Woods will flank Allen. They'll run the option. Allen fakes the toss. That should be good enough to move the chains.
Again, that's the dynamic, really, capability of Josh Allen. What he provides you on 4th down, he's able to fake a pitch, get the first down on 4th.
He's surprisingly athletic for the 6'5" frame. He has a cannon for an arm. He can move the chains on the ground if he needs to. The story well documented by now. Allen without a single Division I scholarship offer coming out of high school. A brilliant play fake here on the wheel route. Rumbling towards the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Cowboys. Vander Esch was able to shove the fullback, Van Manen, out of bounds.
Well, and Roy, they run the wheel route, and Van Manen, the fullback, just gets lost behind the linebackers, and it's the one aspect of the Boise State defense. Andy Avalos, the defensive coordinator, said cannot happen. They can't lose eye discipline. They can't have a guy running a wheel route down the sideline. Right there, Josh Allen finds him.
After a gain of 30. Woods straight ahead. Just short. We'll see if that's good enough for a first down. It should be second and short. Cowboys can still pick up a first just inside the 2.
And DeAndre Pierce from his free safety position comes up and puts a wallop on Trey Woods, but not before he gets down inside the 5. And you're right, they're about an inch away from getting a first down.
Allen under center. Deep give to Woods. Needed to get to the 2 to get the first, and I think he came up just short again.
That play just really didn't have a chance. Trey Woods, it was a little tentative when he took the handoff from Josh Allen, and it was almost like he was running in quicksand there, and the Bronco defense just reacted well. Red run the whole way and put a stop on him.
Cowboys need a yard to keep the drive alive. Allen, the spin, and towards the goal line. He comes up just short, but Tom, that's good enough for a first down.
Nice little play call there by Brent Vegan, the offensive coordinator. Almost gives the impression that you're going to run power to the strong side, then he loops around and sneaks it in.
Off a tempo, they'll try to push the pile. And the Broncos up to the challenge inside the 1. Well, Tom, you see a lot of teams try to go with that tempo offense, try to catch the defense off guard, and now nothing doing against that very stout front 4 for Boise State.
Yeah, that was a good old-fashioned rugby scrum there, too. Trying to push the pile and get Josh Allen over, and Van Manen, the big fullback, 36, Trey Woods in there, just not enough help.
Johnson to the top of the screen. Allen the dive. Did he get there? He did. Touchdown Cowboys on their opening possession right down the field.
Well, that's a recipe for a road upset right there. When you take the ball, you win the toss, you take the ball, and you want the offense first, and Josh Allen delivers.
And welcome to all those viewers now on ESPN2, where Wyoming here in Boise, Idaho, takes the opening possession right down the field, some 68 yards for an early 7-0 lead. Cowboys coming in nearly as 2-touchdown underdogs with Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, and a statement possession there for Josh Allen and the Pokes.
That's a good point there, Roy. I would say a statement possession by all means. 13 plays, 68 yards. They also converted a 4th down with Josh Allen keeping the ball as an option runner, and his capabilities and his accomplishments. I think we're just scratching the surface of seeing Josh Allen. He's that good of a player. You mentioned what a great athlete he was a moment ago, and I really think his athleticism propels that Wyoming offense to new heights.
Cowboys have won their last 3 ball games. Boise State has as well. Both teams undefeated in the Mountain West Conference. Division rivals within the Mountain Division. As Wilson from his own 8. The former high school quarterback is off to the races and tripped up crossing the 40. Broncos with outstanding field position for their first possession. In case you missed it, the Cowboys right down the field, some 68 yards. And really impressive was Josh Allen, 17 and white, 4th down conversion. 17 and white, 4th down conversion. The wheel route.
Yeah, just great deception there. Ball fake by Josh Allen, getting the ball down to Drew Van Manen, and then leaping over for the score for the Cowboys' first touchdown. And Josh Allen really the catalyst behind that drive.
Brett Rippon is the starting quarterback for the Broncos. And he'll tuck it and run into plus territory, and a nice pickup. Officially a gain of 12 on the quarterback keeper.
Well, Brett Rippon's just on a rollout, and he gets man coverage, and with man coverage, everyone disappears, and there's a huge running lane for the quarterback, and they finally bring him down after a first down.
Malawia with the stop. Junior out of Spokane, Washington. Like his counterpart for the Cowboys, it hasn't been the best start for Brett Rippon's season. Near side toss, Alexander Madison keeps the play alive. Ushered out of bounds inside the 30 by Andrew Wingard. And this is what Madison has done the last 2 games, Tom. He's built career highs in consecutive weeks on the ground for the Broncos.
Well, Madison finally got on track, as you mentioned, against BYU, going for 118. And then last week against the Aztecs in San Diego, going for a career best 128. And he just really has been determined to run behind a powerful offensive line.
Throw the H-back. Inside give to Madison. Keeps the play alive again, driving his legs down to the 10. Wingard again with a stop, but not before another big game for Boise State.
Well, in talking to Brian Harsin yesterday, the head coach, I asked him, is Alexander Madison the next great running back for Boise State? Can he be a 1,000-yard rusher? And he said, absolutely. He's gotten untracked, and he's a strong, powerful runner right there. He's running at Wyoming's best right there, Andrew Wingard.
A run Wildcat with Madison. Now he'll step aside, and Rippon remains in there. Lane coming down in Boise. Inside give to Madison again as he crosses the 10. Broncos can pick up a first down at the 1.
Well, the play made that time by Carl Granderson, who had just a spectacular game a week ago from his defensive end position against Utah State. And Granderson, he can't do it all. They're a little thin tonight, Roy, at the defensive line position. And Scotty Hazelton, the defensive coordinator, told us, you know, they'd be thin, and they got to, defensive tackles really have to step up.
Montel Cozart, the second string signal caller, checks in for the first time. Grad transfer from Kansas, more of a dual threat option for Brian Harsin, and straight ahead for a short pickup. Well, we were told that Cozart would play early. He played late last week in the upset at San Diego State. And Tom, really, it's just a different option at quarterback. And these two signal callers have done a really nice job this year maintaining a friendship and helping out the Bronco offense at the same time.
Yeah, they really complement each other well. Cozart back off the field, Rippon back on, and I just think it gives you a lot of momentum when you have a quarterback like Cozart come in with a whole package of plays.
On third down, Broncos need 5. Can get a first down inside the 1. Rippon with time. Rippon now lassoed, and down he goes. Carl Granderson had an interception and a safety last week in the road win at Utah State. Another big play for 91 in white.
Well, and Granderson, for his efforts a week ago at Utah State, was named Mountain West Conference Player of the Week for those defensive accomplishments. And right there, he just comes off the edge. He ducks underneath and just makes the hit on Rippon. And I tell you what made the play. The downfield coverage was excellent.
After a loss of 6, Hayden Hogarth, who's been perfect this year, checks in for the first time. And a transfer from Bethune-Cookman missed the chip shot. The 29-yard attempt is no good, and the Cowboys defense stands. What a start on the road here in the Treasure Valley. The Cowboys lead it by a touchdown after the miss by Hogarth.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
Andre, I need a longer straw.
Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders, juicy and made with 100% white meat.
In our world, even the closest become closer. That's the power of magic. And now, book your 4-night, 4-day room and ticket package at Disney's All-Star Music Resort for as low as $19.97 for a family of 4.
Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. Work.
Relax harder with the real ginger taste of Canada Dry.
The Mercedes-Benz GLE can help protect you from the unpredictable and the distracted. Its cameras, radar, and sensors can help prevent just about any surprise. Well, almost. Lease the GLE 350 for $599 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
This presentation of ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. On a rainy night here in the Gem State, Wyoming out in front of Boise State 7-0. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, both teams undefeated in Mountain West Conference action. Both teams have won their last 3 games. Greg Bohl and Brian Harsin, both coaches in their 4th seasons respectively. After the field goal was pushed by Hogarth, Trey Woods straight ahead. And a gain of 3 on first down as we take a look how both teams plan for success, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Well, Roy, really for Wyoming, you want to spread out that Boise State defense by formation and by play call. And then really it comes down to number 17 making plays. And for Boise State, we saw it on their first drive. They're going to run the power ground game. They're going to rely on number 22, Alex Madison, and he has delivered the last 2 weeks. We'll see if he can do it again tonight.
Trey Woods motions out, empty backfield, pocket collapses. There goes Allen, and Josh Allen. A little stutter step and a spin move for a first down. On 2nd and 7, Allen picks up 11, and the drive continues for the Cowboys. Underrated athlete again.
Just a brilliant play by Josh Allen, looking downfield, and I mean, he pulls it down at the last second, and then he runs by Maeva, the great tackling linebacker out of Cathedral Catholic in San Diego, and boy, Josh Allen's impressive. He is impressive as an athlete.
High formation on first down. Here's the stretch. Woods has it. The converted linebacker will pick up 2 on first down.
I like the mix right now. Little run pass, little work in, little Josh Allen run. And yet, Boise State has to be ever careful, Roy, because the arm strength of Josh Allen, he can throw it down the field 50 yards at any moment.
Kellen Overstreet checks in at running back for the first time. That's 29 in white. Conway in motion. Here's the jet sweep. And the former basketball player for the Pokes is spun out of bounds by Leighton Vander Esch. Now 38 in blue having himself quite a season. Loves to wipe. What a wrap here locally. Leading tackler for Boise State. And one of 3 team captains for the Broncos this year. Third down. Allen escapes backside pressure. And Tom, he was lucky to hold on to the football that time. Curtis Weaver applying the pressure. And somehow, some way, that's not a turnover for the Cowboys.
Not only lucky to get it off, I mean, he's a powerful guy because he gets drilled. I mean, drilled by Tyson Maeva, number 58. And Weaver, I mean, they sandwich him. And you just see his strength. I mean, he's able to shake off a guy 260 pounds, Roy. It just, that's amazing.
Zaleski will send the punt to Avery Williams, the Mountain West Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. He scored 2 touchdowns this year and is brought down short of the 20. 1st and 10 for the Broncos when we come back.
The leader, the best. The S-Class has sat at the pinnacle of automotive excellence for generations. The one car that continually innovates and pushes technology forward. On each S-Class there lies a simple badge, and it serves as our constant reminder to never rest on laurels and to forever earn the star. This is the 2018 S-Class from Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like banging their head on a low ceiling, drinking spoiled milk, camping in poison ivy, getting a paper cut, and having their arm trapped in a vending machine. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Neil Lane designs for Hollywood's biggest stars, and at Kay, he designs for the star in your life.
This ring was inspired by an Art Deco design that goes back 100 years.
At Kay, the #1 jewelry store for...
Yes. Every kiss begins with Kay. Guys, Kay Jewelers would like to remind you, it's engagement season. Save 25% off all engagement and wedding rings. October 6th through 22nd at Kay, the #1 jewelry store for yes.
Gore-Tex, Thinsulate. For $100, it's the boot that stands up without putting much down. Cabela's Iron Ridge boots. Great price. Lifetime guarantee. Only at Cabela's. HD Glass. The difference between branches and antlers. For $200, miss nothing, save everything. Cabela's Intensity HD Binoculars. Great price, lifetime guarantee. Only at Cabela's.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, the hammer given to the Special Teams Player of the Week here for the Broncos. It was Avery Williams this go around after another Special Teams return for a touchdown. He brought the hammer out to lead the Broncos out of the tunnel. And a very cool tradition started several years ago here inside of Albertson Stadium. Love to see you with the hammer too, big man.
I thought it was cool when you took it off the wall and ran around the locker room yesterday too.
And that is incorrect, my friend. I don't think so, but a sensational start for Avery Williams. A walk-on who is now emerged as a starting cornerback, an elite returner off the spin by Madison. Short pickup for the Broncos on first down. And by the way, Boise State has yet to attempt a pass, Tom. So we thought it was going to be a heavy dose of Madison tonight. And it has been thus far, but the Broncos trailed by a touchdown.
Well, they did roll Brett Rippon out one time, and he got man coverage, so he elected to run. So I would count that as a prospective pass, but he did turn it into a nice gain.
Four-man front for the Cowboys. Wyoming a better defensive team this year than what it was last year after winning the Mountain Division. The offense has been a work in progress. Rippon will try to throw it this time. Flag on the field as the pass is caught. The play counts. It'll be good enough to move the chains. Sean Mobster with the reception, officially a gain of 7, pending the penalty. David Alvarez, our official tonight.
Holding. Offense, number 79, 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Tom, a costly penalty against the right guard. With under 2 to play here in the first, he's second and long.
Yeah, they get the right tackle. Quevedo working against Revante Holt, the true freshman, and flag came out quick.
2nd and 16. Four-man pressure across the middle. They'll set up the middle screen, and Madison is spun down short of the 25. It'll be 3rd and long. Carl Granderson with the stop. Now make sure you kick off your Week 7 NFL Sunday with ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. Our Sunday NFL Countdown crew will have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, plus previews of each and every game right up to kickoff. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. Fast start for the Pokes on the road, showing tremendous pressure. 3 corners in this defensive formation. They'll send a safety single back. And a dangerous toss is incomplete, trying to spot A.J. Richardson. Rippon was on target, but heavy traffic into double coverage.
Well, Rico Gafford making a great play, stride for stride with Richardson that time. And then Marcus Epps, the safety over the top, just laid the lumber. Boy, he really got a lick on the receiver that time, and there is no chance Richardson's coming down with that one.
Quinn Skillen chose Boise State over Arizona because he could fish right across the street from the football headquarters. We'll send a wobbler inside the 35. Conway has it, and the Cowboys take over 1st and 10 when we return.
Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
The Mercedes-Benz GLE can help protect you from the unpredictable and the distracted. Its cameras, radar, and sensors can help prevent just about any surprise. Well, almost. Lease the GLE 350 for $599 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Patrick woke up with back pain, but he has work to do, so he took a leave. If he'd taken Tylenol, he'd be stopping for more pills right now. Only Aleve has the strength to stop tough pain for up to 12 hours with just 1 pill. Aleve, all day strong.
So, Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's a match made in tech heaven. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
No, actually, they separate into a suspension.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
And Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
What if it's like H2 and O?
Yeah, like that.
I had a feeling that would score with you guys. Good meeting.
When you really, really want the best, get the Pixel 2 for up to $300 off on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's beef with the other guys. While they thaw out, Wendy's goes all out, serving fresh beef for nearly 50 years, which is why true hamburger fans side with the official hamburger of the NCAA.
Introducing the most advanced high-performance sports sock from Copperfit. Cushion footbed for impact support. Compression arch for custom fit and maximum performance. Copper-infused wicking fabric for ultimate anti-odor protection. Reinforced heel and toe for tough durability. Dig, grind, fly. The most comfortable performance sock you will ever wear from Copperfit. Now available at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Well, don't forget the ESPN app is a fan's best friend this fall. Stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live at home or on the go. Plus, you get access to scores, news, and highlights all season long. Download the ESPN app to start streaming today. Always good for us, Tom, on the move in airports. Getting to the stadium, able to check and see what's going on inside the Mountain West Conference. Both teams undefeated in this matchup tonight. Both teams riding 3-game winning streaks. Josh Allen back on the field. And a quick handoff. Will net a yard on first down, brought down by Sam Whitney. So Trey Woods, it's been a busy start for number 6 in white. Cowboys have struggled trying to establish the run this year, Tom. Just 3.1 yards per carry on the season. That ranks 121st in the nation.
Yeah, they started off awfully slow the first couple weeks and really found a little more groove the last few with 3 wins. It helped them out.
Play action for Allen off the back foot, lobs it deep, and a pass will be incomplete. Trying to spot C.J. Johnson on the fly pattern. That one sailed out of bounds. Rain is coming down fairly steadily so far. It's expected to continue deep into the second half.
Yeah, it's been coming down since this afternoon, and there's even a chance that it could turn into a little snow flurry late. So I would say maybe advantage the Pokes being from Laramie.
That's a great look at it right there on third down. Could be the final play of a fast-moving first quarter. Allen, here comes the pressure. Flag on the field. And on the pump fake, shoved out of bounds by Vander Esch. And no penalty on the end of that sequence, but a flag resting at the 33.
Well, I'm surprised the flag didn't come out earlier. I thought Vander Esch definitely hit him late out of bounds. He was in the white and had gone out of bounds.
And it did pop out right after I indicated that it did not. So our veteran Mountain West officiating crew thinking about it a little bit longer, and I do believe that is a late hit out of bounds. Oh, Vander Esch has one of those motors that just never cuts off.
He's a guy that Boise State found he was playing 8-man football
as a quarterback.
Man.
There could be multiple fouls. Well, it's been a first quarter where Wyoming has looked the part. Try to play that upset roll.
During the play, holding, defense, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Also on the play, dead ball, personal foul, late hit on the defense, 15 additional yards, and automatic first down.
So after a gain of 2 on third and long, they'll tack on 25 in penalty yardage.
That's a huge swing, and Brian Harsin, the head coach of Boise State, out on the field, but I think it's going to go for naught. And Craig Bohl knew right away when his quarterback took a late shot. Vander Esch is not a small guy either, 6'4", 240 pounds.
And the late hit was on number 38.
Vander Esch flagged with that, and then the defensive hold, Roy, is just, it's an automatic first down, so that just really was insult to injury there.
Live ball, 1 untimed down.
Jabril Frazier playing that stud position for the Broncos, guilty of the hold. And an untimed down to end our first quarter coming up right now. Two tight ends, 2 wide outs, out of the pistol for Allen. And Trey Woods stacked up, driven backwards by Jabril Frazier. On what will be the final play of our first quarter, the Cowboys out in front. Only beating the Broncos one time. That came last year back in Laramie by 2. They'll try to do it again as we begin the second quarter moments from now.
The leader, the best. The S-Class has sat at the pinnacle of automotive excellence for generations. The one car that continually innovates and pushes technology forward. On each S-Class there lies a simple badge, and it serves as our constant reminder to never rest on laurels and to forever earn the star. This is the 2018 S-Class from Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Today's Best Western is more rewarding than ever. Rewards members get our best rates, points that never expire, more free nights at over 4,100 hotels worldwide, gift cards than instant rewards. Fast forward to a free night by earning double rewards points with every stay. Let's go. Get rewarded. Book now at bestwestern.com.
So how's that medical thing going?
Well, the doctor said... Sorry. I said the doctor told...
Excusez-moi?
The doctor said... No more public pools for me!
Snap into a Slim Jim!
He once 3D printed a 3D printer. Now he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
Every time I raise my hand, I start a wave. Who's number one?
This guy!
What do you go, about 6'7"?
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
We took marinated all-white meat chicken and married it with our cheesy quesadilla to create the perfect union. Introducing Taco Bell's new crispy chicken quesadilla. Get it with all your favorites like a crunchy taco, Doritos Locos taco, and an ice-cold medium drink for just $5. Together at last, but only for a limited time. The new $5 crispy chicken quesadilla box, only at Taco Bell.
So let me get this straight. You're a rabbit?
I'm Vern, the Orange Money Retirement Rabbit from Voya.
Right. And that means...
I'm the money you save for retirement. I help you get organized so your money could multiply. See?
Got it. Who's he?
Well, he's green money for spending today. You know, paying bills. Maybe a little online shopping.
What makes it easy to tell you apart?
That and I am better looking.
I heard that.
When it's time to get organized for retirement, it's time to get Voya.
I want to make cars fly. I love turning old stuff into something amazing. I want to plant a garden for the whole world.
We grow up, but we never stop dreaming. Here at Coke, we challenge ourselves and the status quo to produce innovations like renewable fuel, more energy-efficient vehicles, and food for all. Because what drives us most is challenge itself.
Back in Boise. Start of our second quarter, 7-0 Wyoming. The Cowboys out in front. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott. We go back in time. It was just 1 year ago where the Cowboys pulled off their only win in this series. It was a late touchdown toss. They got Wyoming back in it before a safety ended up being the difference. 30-28 the final score, and that game was critical in lifting the Pokes to the Mountain Division Championship. Trying to do the same thing on the road tonight in the seam, wide open. Pass will be picked off. It's intercepted by DeAndre Pierce, and Pierce with blockers. Into Cowboys territory, a mistake by Josh Allen. Just too much zest on that pass, and Pierce makes him pay.
Yep, one got away from Josh Allen there, and I thought Pierce made a fantastic play, playing over the top, single high safety, and they had what they wanted. Austin Ford ran a little double move, and the ball just hung up a little bit. And
sideline warning on Boise State's sideline. There is no yardage attached to the first warning.
I'll let David Alvarez finish his call and giving Boise State a warning on the sideline celebration, but they tried to get the double move to Austin Ford. DeAndre Pierce just making just a great play. And, you know, I talked to Ashley Ambrose, the defensive back coach for Boise State, a longtime NFL player himself, and I asked him, I said, hey, what makes DeAndre Pierce special? He said, Tom, he has such great eyes, and he was a corner nickelback a year ago. They had to move him to safety because he sees it so well.
He also loved the NFL bloodlines. His father is Antonio Pierce, who won a Super Bowl with the Giants. Madison will dive ahead, back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he played high school football at Long Beach Poly, just a juggernaut in the LA area. Long Beach Poly just puts so many great players into the college ranks and into the NFL ranks. And Antonio Pierce is also coaching Long Beach Poly. Has about 3 other NFLers on his staff too, so they're kind of rolling people up.
First interception of the season for Pierce. He brought it back 57 yards. Broncos will try to cash in. We'll set up the screen. Modster's got it inside the 40. Brought down at the 38.
Modster himself played high school at a great program in Southern California, Mission Viejo. Bob Johnson, longtime head coach there. Again, another program sending a lot of guys into college football. And you know, players, the college coaches just love when those players come from accomplished high school programs.
Cozart back on the field, a dual threat quarterback on 3rd and 5. And Cozart takes to the air. Pass is caught by Rowe, rumbles across the 30, and that'll be good enough to keep the drive alive. Marcus Epps brought him down. Cozart, the graduate transfer from Kansas, started 18 games for KU. A sharp-looking throw here, Tom.
It was, Roy, and interesting watching him warm up before the game. I was standing with Coach Harsin, and Coach mentioned, he said, you know, Tom, he's actually really accurate throwing the ball, and right there, throwing a crossing route right on the spot.
Needed 5, picked up 8. Madison, far side. And a little tap dance inside the 25, and some late power will draw a flag. Now Logan Wilson in the area will check the penalty. Now Madison's been banged up for much of his career. Fall camp had a foot injury that set him back. He had shoulder surgery after last season.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 30 on the defense. Passes to the goal and automatic. First down.
And the Wyoming native Logan Wilson, the guilty party, the Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year last season. A costly mistake here, Tom.
Boy, you know, and I thought that was a little questionable. I thought the Boise State bench really was the impetus for that flag coming out. They were hollering and looking for one, and sure enough, it came out.
Double tied far side. Rippon back on the field. Inside give to Madison, who's sandwiched down between 2 defenders. After a gain of 2, it was Granderson and Ortiz.
And Roy, in this, what Boise State's able to do in the red zone is bring in multiple tight ends, and really the guy that's so important to this formation is number 88, Jake Rowe.
Cozart back on the field. That's it. Offensive coordinator Zach Hill has been very liberal in switching up quarterbacks in the Broncos' first 3 possessions, as that one floats incomplete. Well, interesting how they've decided to use these 2 quarterbacks, basically interchanging Rippon and Cozart at any point, at any time.
I think it's been really impressive. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and you know, there's no quarterback controversy. Brett Rippon's the starter, and Montel Cozart comes in and has packages of plays. And last week against San Diego State, they were running the ball so well with Cozart, they just left him in, and he finished out the second half, and they finished out with a win.
Broncos looking for their first points. Modster in motion. Cozart remains in there. The handoff to Madison, stacked up Well short of first down yardage. Jalen Ortiz, the senior from Arizona, and the UCLA transfer with a hit. Interesting play call on 3rd and long.
Yeah, Ortiz really kept his eyes locked in the backfield and made a really nice play that time. He did not get fooled and just really kind of was responsible for the edge, handled it, and made the tackle.
Hogart back on the field to attempt basically an elongated extra point, and this time he connects from 23 yards out. So the Broncos cash in after the interception. It was the first pick of the season for DeAndre Pierce. He brought it back 57 yards, and Josh Allen's got to be better for the Cowboys to have a shot.
Right now, lease the G80 for just $419 a month. Find your nearest Genesis retailer at genesis.com today.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Wendy's new chicken tenders are perfectly crispy and tender. And with a new side of Sawsome sauce, they're even better. So now the question is, to dip or not to dip? For a limited time, try the new chicken tenders with fries and a drink for just $5. Only at Wendy's.
It's year 4 of the college football playoff. 4 teams. 2 semifinals. New Year's Day. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
7-3 our score. Boise State, first points of the night. DeAndre Pierce with a turnover belt. After returning that interception, 57 yards, and a really crafty play by the sophomore free safety. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott. Very busy evening in college football. A couple of blowouts. I'll tell you more about that.
We thought last week was busy.
Well, it tends to get that way just past the midway point. And from the 3, brought out crossing the 30, a nice return. Cowboys will have decent field position. So we check in with Chris Cotter back in the studio for the first time.
All right, Roy, Tom, time for a Capital One fan vote update. We got 2 teams that announced themselves with authority on this night. How about Josh Adams in Notre Dame? He had 191 yards in this one of 3 touchdowns. The Irish hammer USC 49-14. And Penn State took Michigan's best shot, and Trace McSorley answered. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground, a couple through the air, 42-13. Penn State no problem with the Wolverines.
Well, a big win for the Nittany Lions, and Saquon Barkley getting the job done against the Wolverines after getting blown out last year in Ann Arbor. Whiteout paying dividends in Happy Valley tonight. Chris, thank you very much. Cowboys with a 4-point advantage and possession as Woods goes off tackle. for a short pickup of 2.
Well, that's one for Penn State in the, I'll call it the gauntlet of the trifecta gauntlet. You got Michigan, Ohio State, and then Michigan State. So they got one down. One big tree fell.
What a job James Franklin has done rebuilding that program from the ground up. Officially a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Pokes. Allen, last attempt he was picked off his back foot. Fort can't come up with it. And the pass is incomplete.
And that's the ball right there, Roy. That has to be somehow caught and actually thrown more precisely by Josh Allen. He slides around the defender, and then just for a moment he has Fort, but I think if they're on a dry field, honestly, I think Fort can put his foot in the ground and come back, but the turf is a little slippery. Again, long 3rd down, but I like the use of a spread formation here by Wyoming.
4 wide on 3rd and 7. 4-man pressure. Allen across the middle. Conway has it. Sandwiched between 2 defenders for just a 2-yard gain. Now Wahine with the stop, and 4th down coming up for Wyoming.
Yeah, now Wahine making a nice play that time. And again, credit the defensive backfield there for Boise State. They really took a lot away downfield, although he did have James Price one-on-one up top, and play really wasn't meant to go his way. They were looking for the crosser.
5th stop for Nawahine. As Williams drifts back, another impressive return across the 30. 2 Cowboy gunners appear to be banged up inside the 20. As we step aside, 7-3 Wyoming, Boise State football.
Right now, lease the G80 for just $419 a month. Find your nearest Genesis retailer at genesis.com today.
It isn't always easy to know where you stand financially. Multiple accounts, investments, insurance. It can leave you wondering how it all fits together. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you see your whole picture, find out what you truly want, and then together we design a plan to go get it. There's a confidence that comes in knowing what financial security is and doing what it takes to achieve it. Connect with an advisor at northwesternmutual.com today.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment. And more spokespeople.
Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
Discover card. I'm not a customer, but I'm calling about that credit score card. Give it? Sure, it's free for everyone. Oh, well, that's nice. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. Oh! I'm so proud of you. Well, thank you.
Free at discover.com/credit scorecard, even if you're not a customer.
Buy one, get one wings are the best.
And I love the taste of free.
To me, it tastes like my garlic Parmesan wings.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm just eating the free one. No harm.
Boneless wings are now buy one, get one free Thursdays, 5 p.m. to close. This is how you Sonic.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by AT&T and Northwestern Mutual. Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
Big Judd's Burgers, famous. They got the 1-pounder, the 2-pounder. Ramsey, you could probably handle the 3 or 4-pounder. You eat the burger, your name goes up on a wall, you get a T-shirt. It's a lot to handle in these parts.
Come on, Phil. I'll get the T-shirt.
I bet you could. After the 44-yard punt, Rippon's pass is incomplete. Trying to spot his running back, Madison. Neither one of these passing attacks have really found their rhythm thus far with the rain coming down.
Speaking of burgers, though, you like to tangle. You could probably knock down the 2-pounder pretty quick.
I am a burger guy.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with that? I think most of us are.
It's American.
This is how we are.
Well, here's the response drive, right? Boise State needs to get more points on the board, but this is a key drive in the first half here.
Broncos missed a short field goal earlier. Hogarth bounced back with a 23-yard effort moments ago. And a short pickup on 2nd and long. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Boise State here.
Yeah, not an easy 3rd down, Roy. 3rd and long is a lot tougher. You want 3rd and 3s. You want those manageable 3rd downs. And they're just not able to get the run game as much on track as they'd like. And now Brett Rippon really, with a spread offense going 2-by-2. I mean, look for a screen pass, too.
Rippon is just about split time with Cozart so far tonight. Across the middle, pass is incomplete. Monster is able to get his fingertips on it. And Alligator Arms could not bring it in.
And what Brett Rippon missed, when you're 3rd and 8, you're thinking push the ball down the field, push the ball down the field. Brett Rippon had Alex Madison on a check down right in front of him, and had he just dropped the ball, 6-yard throw, he would have had about a 12-yard gain and a 1st down.
Joel Velasquez checks in. Punt this one away for the Broncos. Conway back deep to receive. And pressure right up the middle. Velasquez hit the turf, a late flag. As the ball is spotted inside the 30. 2 flags on the field, right where Velasquez bit the dust.
And sometimes they call running into the kicker. It's only a 5-yard call, but if it's roughing the kicker, it'll be an automatic 1st down.
Zayas Zandy able to get in there. A freshman from Aurora, Colorado. More of a special teams ace this year for the Cowboys is Gandy.
I'm not sure what the debate is. Nice look, nice replay of it, though.
Under 9 to play the first half.
Running in the kicker, defense number 20. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
And the Cowboys will take over at their 29. Timeout on the field as we step aside as well here in Boise.
We're doing the wave! Take it off of me!
For 42 minutes, he's been trying to bring an entire stadium to its feet.
You missed it, buddy.
Why does he do it? For glory? Notoriety? We don't know. Frankly, we don't need to know. But much like this hero, Courtyard is all about the game.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! There's my guy. Yes. Go. Snacks? Yeah, man. Eat it up, and we're gonna burn it off doing the wave.
Last year, Francisco Lindor etched his name into the history books, the taco history books. So, who'll be this year's taco hero? If someone steals a base this World Series, Taco Bell's letting everyone steal a Doritos Locos Tacos. Steal a base, steal a taco is back.
I take pictures of sunrises, but with my back pain, I couldn't sleep and get up in time. Then I found Aleve PM.
Aleve PM is the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve.
I'm back.
Aleve PM for a better AM.
Hey, hon. We gotta go. Come on.
Thanks, Mom. Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Right now, lease the G80 for just $419 a month. Find your nearest Genesis retailer at genesis.com today.
Dave & Buster's is the place to be. Play any 3 sports games free all weekend long. Friday, 3 games free. Saturday, 3 games free. Sunday, 3 games free. Watch the games and play any 3 sports games free only at Dave & Buster's.
It's year 4 of the college football playoff. 4 teams. 2 semifinals. New Year's Day. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Now, Boise State and Wyoming, very similar seasons up to this point. Both won 3 games in a row. Their losses have come to Power 5 programs. Undefeated in the Mountain West, so very similar teams, both defensive-oriented this year so far, Tom, and we've seen that thus far tonight in a 7-3 ball game. Nearly halfway through the second quarter. The total yards less than 200 combined. On first down. A short pickup for Trey Woods.
And really the lack of total yards on each side, Roy, is attributable to their lackluster third down play. Boise State only 1 of 5 on third down tonight, and the Cowboys 2 of 5. So that tells the tale a little bit. Right now, Josh Allen really looking to get on track, too, passing the ball.
Allen's already been picked off once tonight. Play action. He'll roll it out, directing traffic. And now we'll take what he can get for a 4-yard gain.
Well, that's a smart play. You know, he's 4 of 10 passing tonight, 48 yards, 1 interception. But I like what he did right there. It looks like he's challenged a little bit. He's taken a couple hits, and it looks like he's wincing just a little bit. Don't want to speculate that he's hurt at all, but he does have a great set of legs and can do a lot of damage on third down. And again, at least now it's a manageable 3rd and 5 for Wyoming.
Crowd back in it. Empty backfield on third down. Allen gunslings it. Pass is caught to Nico Evans, or by Nico Evans, as he's ushered out just short of midfield by Leighton Vander Esch. Oh, and Allen spins it. It looks good.
Well, that's why all the pro scouts are watching warm-ups tonight. I mean, I had to kind of plow through about 10 or 12 or 20 of them. And right there, you see Josh Allen work the field. He comes back across the formation and just works through his progression and finds the player right on the sideline. Good for a first down.
Wally sets up at the bottom of the screen. Deeper handoff to Woods. And a physical run will net about a yard.
Well, they just want to get they want to get more gain on first down, Roy. And what really is going to happen throughout the course of the game for Wyoming, they're going to have to start throwing it a little more on first down.
Oh, and speaking with Brent Vigen, the offensive play caller for the Cowboys this week, he indicated they have to open things up to try to loosen up this Boise State defense. So we learned a lot from their San Diego State film a week ago, especially at the line of scrimmage. We can't play in a box, and Allen's got to fling it down the field. He'll do it again here. Off the pump fake, Allen tripped up near midfield. Nawahine with another stop, his 6th, in a very busy first half for number 10 in blue.
Yeah, Kekoa Nawahine coming from that strong safety position. Really a fine tackle here. He doesn't really go for the pump fake at all.
Now 20 tackles in his last 2.5 games. 3rd down and 8.
Wyoming 3 of 6 on 3rd down. Call a timeout.
Boise State, it's called their first timeout of the half.
In a game in which points could be at a premium.
30 seconds.
Rain coming down here in the Treasure Valley. Ryan Harsin wants to talk things over with his defense.
Well, they want to make sure they get the right personnel group matched up. Wyoming mixing in some tight ends in that formation.
Now, don't forget, our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup is a big NFC East battle in Philadelphia between Kirk Cousins and the Redskins and Carson Wentz and the 5-1 first place Eagles. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern on ESPN. The game is also available right here on ESPN2 in Spanish. Redskins have won 5 of the last 6 against Philly. Kirk Cousins trying to make a statement. You see the current standings of the NFC East. Out of the timeout. Pokes need 8. Nico Evans checks in, 22 and wide once again on 3rd down. Allen slings it and it's batted away. Now perfect coverage by the Boise State defense. And Canijo, who had the scoop and score a week ago, comes up big in man-to-man coverage here, Tom.
Yeah, Kekala Canijo really breaks well on the ball, and he did have the scoop and score last week, and fumble recovery, and spotted Boise State an early lead, making a fine play there.
Zaleski's punt fielded by Williams. A shake and bake and a shoestring stop. Drop him short of the 15. 7-3 Wyoming, 5:36 remaining here in the first half.
Right now, lease the G80 for just $419 a month. Find your nearest Genesis retailer at genesis.com today.
Applebee's 2 for $20. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
I'm Val, the Orange Money Retirement Squirrel from Voya. I represent the money you save for the future.
Who's he?
He's the green money you can spend now. What's up?
Gonna pay some bills, maybe buy a new tennis racket.
He's got a killer backhand.
When it's time to get organized for retirement, it's time to get Voya.
This house says to me we're ready to have kids, and who cares if it's over budget?
Fun fact, this is where they found the body.
What body?
Bodies, plural.
Snap into a Slim Jim!
Cowboys leading Boise State 7-3. Back here inside of Albertson Stadium. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, 5.5 to play. Here in our first half, Taco Bell is a proud partner of the college football playoff. Be on the lookout for the Taco Bell student section and passionate fans like these at games all season long. The blue-haired Elvises, man, you can't beat that, Ramsey. That was back in your day. I love leaving
blue
you
hair
speechless.
And blue fields they don't do a whole lot for me, partner. You know that.
Montel Cozart will begin this possession as the Boise State quarterback. A little RPO, quarterback keeper. That's a first down and a gain of 15 yards.
That's a big spark right there for the Boise State offense and a nice gain. And Cozart was an integral part of the win last week at San Diego State. Really, he was responsible for a lot of offense. Running and passing.
Excuse me, Tom, but he came to Boise State because he wanted a chance to compete for a conference championship. Drew a lot of interest from New Mexico, Fresno State, and also North Carolina. Visited the campus and pretty much fell in love at first sight. Crossing the 35 here. That's a gain of 5.5 on first down.
Well, I'm always intrigued, as you are, with this graduate transfer thing. And, you know, I always ask the coach, like, well, how did he, did you know? Did you guys recruit him out of high school? And they're like, no. He just, he loved it here, but he wanted to win. He wanted to, and I think that's a huge statement when a player says, I want to win. I want to come to your program.
And he wanted to come to a program that had a first-team all-conference quarterback the last 2 seasons who returned this year, and Brett Rippon, but so far it's worked. Play action, Cozart spins it complete. Good enough for a first down as we check in with Chris Cotter back in the studio once again.
All right, guys, BMW halftime report coming your way in a bit. Jonathan Vilma, Chip Kelly will join me. We'll talk about these big wins by Penn State tonight against Michigan and Notre Dame over USC. Both those teams now certainly there in the spotlight as far as the playoff is concerned. And Noah Huddle rapid-fire highlights and game balls, including a Pitt running back that coach says reminds him a little bit of Tony Dorsett. It's all coming up.
Oh, I like the sound of that. And how about SC? Basically, you don't want to say eliminated from playoff consideration, but a lot of people were billing that game against the Fighting Irish, considering both teams had one loss already as an elimination contest. And the Fighting Irish taking it to the Trojans, and Sam Darnold in a bit of a stunner.
It's pretty much an elimination game. Yeah. I mean, Southern Cal took it on the chin. And Notre Dame really played well. I mean, they jumped to an early lead, and that was, I think that's the key in so many games this year. You see the teams jump out to the early lead, and you know, but it's really how you finish, right? We've seen teams squander big leads too.
Cozart has been the quarterback on this possession as Rippon remains on the bench. Quick toss, Madison across the 45, brought down by Carl Granderson. For a short pickup, so third down upcoming.
Boy, and Granderson so good down the line. You know, he sheds a blocker, Roy, and then he's able to just make his way down the line and unimpeded, making the tackle on Madison for a short gain. And again, Boise State with a long third down. They're only 1 of 5 on third down. This is a key down for them.
Cozart will roll the pocket. And that Wyoming secondary covered up those receivers, and Granderson again with the tackle brought Cozart down to the blue turf. So fourth down and the punt team on the field for Boise State.
Yeah, credit the back end for taking away the passing lanes, but boy, they're playing with such high motors on defense, flying around and making plays. Just great coverage.
When Skillen checks back in as the Boise State punter. Conway back deep to receive. And a wobbler from the 35. Conway lets it bounce. And with 1:38 remaining, Cowboys take over, 1st and 10. Rainy night in Boise. Josh Allen back on the field as the Cowboys lead the Broncos 7-3. Allen considered by many to be the top quarterback prospect that could be available in next year's draft. You see all the awards he's up for this year. It was the preseason Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Tom, again, it's the second game we've seen of the Cowboys, and probably not the start he would like, but his team does have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, and he won the last game we watched. It was impressive.
We'll set up the screen. And the spin by the tight end, Tyree Mayfield. He's brought down by Vander Esch. Tom, they'll give him a gain of 6.5 on that play. With a timeout on the field.
Wyoming has called their first timeout of the half.
Roy, I think one of the things about Josh Allen that makes him such a special player, it's his competitive desire. And
60 seconds in length.
I think that's at the next level. That's what these scouts are looking at. He doesn't have a lot of the weapons around him. It's a different team, and he lost a lot of guys in the draft last year, but he has been a special player for the Cowboys.
To the average fan that's maybe watching on the East Coast in the Central Time Zone outside of the Mountain West, they look at the numbers tonight. 6 of 13 through the air, just under 70 yards with a pick. It's been that kind of season for him. Is it as simple as the weapons are gone and it's taking time, or is there something else occurring? Because many people still think top 10 pick, and you've maintained from day one, you still think he could be the number 1 or 2 pick in next year's draft.
Number 1 or number 2 off the board in the NFL draft. And you're right, he has pedestrian numbers so far tonight, but it's game's far from over.
Right up the gut on the keeper, across the 40. And tripped up crossing the 45 by Leighton Vander Esch. That'll move the chains.
And that's one aspect of his game right there. Again, you talked about what a great athlete he is at the top of the broadcast. And Roy, to do that and get a huge gain against this Boise State defense, it's a huge play. It doesn't show up in the stats, but it's a huge play.
After a gain of 18. Pitch and catch to Conway for a short pickup. We'll see if the Cowboys use a timeout. And they will. Tyler Horton brought him down.
I think Josh Allen just...
Wyoming has called their second timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
He has such a great feel for the game. And you see our colleague, Todd McShay's top draft prospects. I would have those same 5 players, however, in a different order. I think Josh Allen, number 1, Josh Rosen, number 2, and then I think Derwin James becomes a 3 pick. Darnold, not because of what happened today. I just think Sam Darnold needs more polish. But
he's turned it over too often this year.
He's turned it over a lot. Yeah, and you could say, people could say, well, you know, Josh Allen's turned it over too. Well, Josh Allen's playing with the hand he's dealt, which is a lot less. And then Saquon Barkley has just been phenomenal, and he's worthy of a very high pick in next year's draft.
Well, Tanner Gentry, the top receiver for the Cowboys last year, is gone. Brian Hill, all-time leading rusher in Wyoming history, is gone. Plus a tight end and one of their top offensive linemen. So losing those 4 weapons has been instrumental in Josh Allen's lack of production this year. Well, make sure you kick off your Week 7 NFL Sunday with ESPN. 10 a.m. Eastern is the time for our Sunday NFL Countdown. Crew will have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, plus previews of each and every game right up to kickoff. It's also streaming live on the ESPN app. How about a rematch of the Super Bowl, the Pats and the Falcons? The greatest comeback in Super Bowl history last year. Brady was magnificent late. Ryan was not. And what about the second matchup between these two here in the last year?
How about those Pats, huh?
Says the former Patriots quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, how fun was that game, right? I mean, you got to believe, and when you believe, and I've read things about Tom Brady, about that game. They never lost belief, and I think that's such a key factor. And I think the one thing for Wyoming this year, and Craig Bowl told us this, he said they have confidence and they believe, and that gives you sometimes the extra additive you need in close games.
2nd down and 6, Cowboys with 1 timeout to work with. Allen, backside pressure. And it took some time, but down he goes. Jabril Frazier got there. and lassoed him down. That's another thing you actually like about Allen. He's hard to tackle. He's a big body, and that means something at the next level.
Well, Roy, it's a great point because Jabril Frazier is a big dude. He's 6'4", 250, coming off the edge. And to not fumble the ball there and to protect it, I mean, you know, you go, oh, yeah, he got sacked. No, he got sacked because the guy's a great player coming off the edge, but he didn't give up the ball.
It's an interesting way to look at it. The common fan's going to say, well, he should have gotten rid of it. The pressure was there clearly. We talked to Boise State about that this week, and they said, you know, the impressive thing, the arm strength, the athleticism, but a lot of times he'll stiff arm a defender and keep the play alive. He didn't do it there, but it took a little effort for the massive Jabril Frazier, almost 6'5", 250.
Well, what did I say yesterday about Jabril Frazier? I said, hey, if we're picking number one, like if we're just playing sandlot ball, I'm picking him. I'm picking either he or Josh Allen first to play on my team.
Broncos showing pressure on 3rd and 12, and here they come. Allen keeps the play alive, flings it deep, and the pass will be caught. Conway brought it in. They needed 12. He picks up 14.
How about that escapability, and how about that throw down the field? A little spin move by Josh Allen. And then a rocket.
Another stoppage in play. 33 seconds remaining. Cowboys now out of timeouts. Craig Bowl.
The previous play of a catch is under further review. This is a booth review.
Oh, so the booth called down to the referee, David Alvarez.
Rich Collin, our replay official tonight. We'll take another look ourselves. First off, Allen did a great job to keep the play alive under duress from David Moa. It's the first time tonight we've called his name. And then a rocket. It appears as if Conway was able to grasp firm control. It's got to be indisputable video evidence. I don't know there's enough there to overturn it. Tyler Horton was in coverage, Tom. That looks like a pitch and catch.
Yeah, Horton was, you know, step for step. But again, the window to complete the ball, it's so small. And Josh Allen just throws a rope, you know, 25 yards off really his, you know, let's say he's rolling left, spinning out of pressure by David Moa, and then just throws a strike.
It wasn't a perfect spiral, but it had some zest on it. And remember, too, it is raining. You can't necessarily see it.
It's kind of like a Kershaw fastball. People don't hit those. In this instance, Josh Allen puts it right on the money. It's not a pretty ball, you know, and he actually kind of throws a duck. Doesn't come out. He's not spinning it real well there.
Well, that was my point, but it's still, it got there.
Yeah.
When a lot of quarterbacks in Division I football maybe don't have a chance to complete a pass like that. Maybe the ball moved at the very last second.
Yeah, you know, this is going to be interesting what the booth sees and how they interpret this, because it looks as though he catches it. He's sliding. You have to have indisputable video evidence to overturn it, and I don't know where that is.
Pretty sure we're batting 1,000 this year. There's a little bit of subjectivity that enters the equation.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
I think that's the correct call.
Yeah.
The clock will start on my signal.
So 33 seconds remaining. Cowboys out of timeouts. Cooper Roth has been solid this year as the Wyoming kicker. Craig Bowl trying some more points here at the end of the second quarter.
And they're going empty. 3 wide outs up top, 2 below. Remember, Josh Allen can run with the best of them.
Allen this time with time. The pump fake. And the pocket collapsed late. Jabril Frazier again. Old number 8 in blues did a nice job in this first half.
And Roy, I think one of the things the Boise State defense has to be careful about, if they go man coverage and 5 wides, as we watch Frazier come off the edge, Josh Allen can scramble. He can pick up 20 yards and get out of bounds. That's a great play by Frazier off the edge, going against Zach Wallace.
Evans, the running back. Broncos will bring 4. Allen sandwiched, and down he goes. Back at the 48-yard line of the Cowboys. That's going to be a loss of 6. Tata got there. With the clock running down, see if the Cowboys elect to try one more shot.
Yeah, Chase Hatada, they give so much attention to Jabril Frazier. They chipped him with the back, and Wyoming's going to go ahead and jog off the field and take the lead.
The end of the first half.
Now, we thought it would be a defensive struggle, and that's exactly what it's been. 7-3 our halftime score as we send you now to the studio. Chris Cotter will get you caught up to date on everything happening in college football. Chris.
Thank you, Roy. BMW halftime report. Chip Kelly, Jonathan Vilma here with me. And West Virginia and Baylor restoring coaches' thoughts and hopes for the Big 12. A lot of points. Here's Karan White bringing this touchdown pass from Will Greer. That made it 38-13 West Virginia, but Baylor comes all the way back into this game, and they had a chance to tie it in the final minute. Charlie Brewer fumbled snap coach, but then he finds his receiver.
You know, did a great job of keeping his eyes up and looking for the running back who slipped out of the backfield. And now we got a 2-point game to see if we can tie it.
2-point try here for Brewer, rolling to his right, JV. He's going to...
Yeah, he was trying to look up that tight end that was sneaking out late out to the other side. Didn't happen. Too bad for Baylor.
Too bad for USC in this contest, too, against Notre Dame. One of the great rivalries in college football was anything but close. Sam Darnold can't handle the snap. He fumbles it. Notre Dame recovers, and then Brandon Wimbush, coach, goes to work.
Brandon Wimbush played outstanding through the passing game and the running game today. Throws a post route over the top to Brown. Just really an outstanding day for the whole Notre Dame offense.
Look at Josh Adams, big fella, through a gaping hole,
Yeah,
JV.
big fella can run. Josh Adams can run. I mean, USC didn't do anything to stop Notre Dame. Notre Dame had their way with them all evening long.
White out in Happy Valley, Michigan, and Penn State. Second offensive play of the game for Penn State, and this is Saquon Barkley. He fakes the handoff, JV, and he's gone.
He's gone. He's separating. Forget gone. He's separating from everyone with that 4.3 speed. That was a nice wrinkle that the offensive coordinator had to get him started, get him in the game. And you see Trace McSorley here. He had an awesome game as well, doing his thing throughout. And Michigan defense just could not keep up with Trace McSorley, a combination of those two. Here's Saquon Barkley now catching the ball. He wanted to make it exciting, so he kind of popped it up. He was out just running back down.
Dramatic.
Yeah, exactly, and then scored a touchdown.
Nothing dramatic about this final. 42-13, Penn State with the win. Hi, everybody. Coach Kelly, Jonathan Vilma here in studio. Chris Cotter. You look at these two games right now, you know, the national spotlight, we're clearly on these two here, JV, and now you're talking about teams like Notre Dame and Penn State announcing themselves as playoff contenders down the road.
Yeah, it was elimination games for both. You had Michigan. If they lost again, they were out, and they did. No two-loss team is going to make the playoffs. And then, again, Notre Dame and USC, whoever lost that game was out. So now you have a Notre Dame who looks really good. You have everyone mumbling about Josh Adams now for Heisman possibly. We'll see what happens there. But they look really, really good. The fact that they beat USC the way that we all expected them to.
191 yards and 3 touchdowns for Josh Adams, and Wimbush was outstanding. Now sort of the whole dynamic changes a little bit too, because Georgia's win over Notre Dame looks even better. Everybody sort of now positions themselves with how these teams are emerging. In Penn State, you know, how good is Michigan State? How good is Ohio State in terms of their competition moving forward? And Wisconsin, maybe in the Big Ten championship game, that's looking like it could be a big win for them down the road if they get there.
Yeah, there's 3 teams left in the Big Ten. There's Ohio State, Penn State, and Wisconsin. They all have an opportunity to go to the Big Ten championship game and see who wins out there. But Notre Dame is the team right now. They have NC State on their schedule left. They have Miami on their schedule left. They have Wake Forest. They have Navy, and they have Stanford.
Stanford, yeah.
It's a tremendous schedule. But because those teams are so good, no one's going to say, well, who did they play? If you can run the table, then I think they definitely deserve to be in. And I said that a week ago.
And game one of a 3-game stretch for Penn State. They still have Ohio State and Michigan State left to go in this gauntlet. Let's go to the Big 12. Oklahoma taking on K-State. This was a great game. Under 6 minutes left, Baker Mayfield is going to find his running back, Rodney Anderson. He's going to dive in, putting the Sooners up 7. But JV, Alex Delton had a great game at quarterback for K-State. Here he finds Isaiah Zuber.
He did, and the game plan with that Zuber catch right there, the game plan for Kansas State was to run the ball and control the clock. They did a good job of that up until the second half late in the game, and they couldn't get it done. You see here the touchdown defensively, or excuse me, touchdown offensively for Oklahoma to put them up top for good.
Hey, Anderson, they were in field goal range, but Anderson bounced to the outside and got the touchdown. Oklahoma gets the W. K-State fans can't believe it. TCU and Kansas. Look at this punt return by Kavontae Turpin. Catches it at his own 10-yard line, starts going backwards, and JV, you start thinking, oh no.
But it's Kansas. You're playing Kansas, so you know there are going to be missed tackles. There's going to be non-athletic guys out there, and then you're going to see him turn around and run for a 91-yard touchdown.
And this is a Kansas team that into the fourth quarter had negative yards of total offense. As a matter of fact, TCU outgains them 475 to 21, Coach. 21 yards.
That's the least amount of yards since 2000 in FBS football, and it was a Big 12 record for the least amount of yards.
It was brutal. Not so much for the turnover chain in Miami. We got no huddle rapid-fire highlights coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
This halftime report is presented by BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
So you love your game? So does he. You say, ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
My name is Scott Jordan. My problem? I had tons of stuff to carry, but no easy way to do it. So I started Scotty Vest. At Scotty Vest, we make great-looking clothing with tons of hidden pockets and unique features. Now, you can carry all your stuff hands-free while looking great. Never worry about misplacing anything ever again. The uses are endless. Scotty Vest will change your life. Try it out. Visit ScottyVest.com right now and browse dozens of styles for both men and women.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born. Touchdown! 12 teams chasing one goal. The 2017 Mountain West Football Championship. Intercepted! A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain. What a game! Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd. And the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
You won't see these folks at the post office. They have businesses to run. They have passions to pursue. How do they avoid trips to the post office? Stamps.com. Mail letters, ship packages, all the services of the post office right on your computer. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
You're watching the BMW Halftime Report.
It's
Oh, I remember in the 80s, the Astros and the Dodgers were two of the better teams in the National League. Well, now they're going to be playing against each other in the World Series. The Astros are now in the American League, and they win the pennant by shutting out the Yankees 4-0. Much more on that clinching game coming up on SportsCenter, plus Herbie's Top 4, and a complete wrap-up of all the college football action, including some games that have an impact on the playoff race, that is for sure. No Huddle Rapid Fire highlights would start with Wisconsin hosting Maryland. Alex Cornerbrook, JV, we're talking about the passing game here for Wisconsin.
Yep, first time in about 20 years we're talking about that passing game. Wisconsin's on a roll right now.
Just like last week, Coach Travis Homer salts it away for Miami against Syracuse this time.
You know, having a back like him step up after Mark Walton went down really has bolstered the Hurricanes, and right now they're the undefeated team in the ACC.
Oh, Chip, I thought you were going to say Homer with the Homer run. Come on, Chip.
I used that earlier.
Texas and Oklahoma State, what on earth is happening here in overtime? Don't throw the interception. You're in field goal range.
I really think he was trying to throw it away and just misjudged where he was on the football field.
What a ridiculous game by Darius, guys. 276 yards and a touchdown. JV, that's the third best single-game rushing total in LSU history.
And the only running back in SEC history to have 3 games of 250-plus yards rushing. Awesome job by an offensive line. Darius Geis needs to buy them all steak dinners.
LSU gets the W over Ole Miss. Time for BMW Ultimate Performance nominee. Toledo's Logan Woodside. 5 touchdown passes for the Rockets as they beat the Zips today, setting up a MAC showdown against Northern Illinois in 10 days' time. Logan Woodside over 300 plus 5. One of the better quarterbacks in the country. If you don't know about it, you better ask somebody. Coming up, rapid fire. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere.
Drink, son? No, thanks. I'm still driving.
So how's that medical thing going?
Well, the doctor said... Sorry, I said the doctor told...
Excusez-moi?
The doctor said... No more public pools for me!
Snap into a Slim Jim! Not every rivalry is a fair fight. Like Wendy's and the beef they've always had with the other guys who make you settle for thawed out. But Wendy's goes all out. They've been serving up fresh, never frozen beef on every hot and juicy hamburger for nearly 50 years. Which is why true hamburger fans don't see much of a rivalry between fresh and frozen. And why Wendy's holds the title, official hamburger of the NCAA.
Discover card. Hey, what can you tell me about your new Social Security alerts? Oh, we'll alert you if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky sites, so you'll be in the know. Ooh, sushi. Ugh. Being in the know is a good thing.
Sign up online for free. Discover Social Security alerts.
Neil Lane designs for Hollywood's biggest stars, and at Kay, he designs for the star in your life.
This ring was inspired by an Art Deco design that goes back 100 years.
At Kay, the #1 jewelry store for...
Yes. Every kiss begins with Kay. Guys, Kay Jewelers would like to remind you, it's engagement season. Save 25% off all engagement and wedding rings. October 6th through 22nd at Kay, the #1 jewelry store for yes.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Coke, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Why do the most adventurous minds thrive in the most adventurous environments? Why do physical feats often inspire intellectual ones? Where the depth of our thinking parallels the depth of our powder. Why are we drawn to a place as wild as our imagination? Where single tracks are as important as degree tracks. Because Wyoming is as open as your future. The University of Wyoming.
It's a stage where champions are crowned and legends are born. Touchdown! 12 teams chasing one goal. The 2017 Mountain West Football Championship. Intercepted! A season-long quest for a reward that's as big as a mountain. What a game! Bragging rights and conference supremacy will be on the line on December 2nd. And the big game could be coming to your city. Follow your team's pursuit of the championship at themw.com.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
Time to hand out some game balls. I'm going to start with Colonel Obvious. Who you got over there?
Well, the hater, I got Baker Mayfield, 32 of 41, 410 yards passing, 70 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns on the day. I mean, how is that obvious? Yes, it's obvious because he was so damn good, Chris.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. So he
him.
gets my game ball. They needed every point, every yard, every touchdown to get the victory today versus Kansas State.
Still in the Heisman race, and Oklahoma still in the playoff race.
Baker was cooking. I have a long line of Pitt running backs from Tony Dorsett, Craig Ironhead Hayward, LaShawn McCoy, Dion Lewis, and now Darren Hall puts himself in the same category. He had 24 carries for 254 yards and a huge win over the Duke Blue Devils in ACC play.
All right, I'm going to go with the defense. You'll be proud of me for this one. Arizona State's defense forced 4 turnovers today at Utah, including a pick 6. This was a defense that was ranked 114th in the country in scoring defense just 2 games ago. They held Utah out of the end zone until the final minutes, held Washington out of the end zone last week until the final minutes. Phil Bennett is a sorcerer right now with this defense.
I love it. Chris, I love it. I love it. I have to clap. I love it.
I'm going to clap for you. You aren't going to be here next week. You're going to be inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame. You and Danny Abramowitz, and who else is going to be with you? Yeah,
I am in good company. I paid them off really well to be in good company next week.
You deserve it. We're going to miss you next week, but congratulations.
Thanks, Chris.
Saints Hall of Fame for our guy right there. Lieutenant Obvious. DeAndre Pierce with the big pick right here. And this led to some scoring, but not a whole lot of scoring. Cowpokes up 7-3 at the half.
This halftime report is presented by BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Dave & Buster's is the place to be. Play any 3 sports games free all weekend long. Friday, 3 games free. Saturday, 3 games free. Sunday, 3 games free. Watch the games and play any 3 sports games free only at Dave & Buster's.
So, Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's a match made in tech heaven. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
No, actually, they separate into a suspension.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
And Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
What if it's like H2 and O?
Yeah, like
I had a feeling that would score with you guys. Good meeting.
When you really, really want the best, get the Pixel 2 for up to $300 off on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
Keeps ice for days, stays tough for a lifetime. For $250, you'll be one happy camper. Cabela's Polar Cap Equalizer Cooler. Great price, lifetime guarantee. Only at Cabela's. Warmth where you want it, waterproof when you need it. For $100, it's not just for the well-heeled. Cabela's men's zoned comfort track boots. Great price, lifetime guarantee. Only at Cabela's.
Can I just grab a bottle of water, please?
Introducing Fitbit Ionic, the smartwatch designed for fitness.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short on getting key nutrients. Let's do more. One-A-Day Men's, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus heart health support with B vitamins. One-A-Day Men's.
You won't see these folks at the post office. They have businesses to run. They have passions to pursue. How do they avoid trips to the post office? Stamps.com. Mail letters, ship packages, all the services of the post office right on your computer. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
This presentation of ESPN College Football is presented by Geico on a chilly night in the Gem State. Start of our second half. Wyoming leading Boise State 7-3. And the Broncos set to receive this third quarter kick. Cedric Wilson. 2 yards deep. And with a running lane, he'll cross the 25 and be brought down there. Well, great to have you with us as always, alongside of Tom Ramsey. I am Roy Philpott. And, you know, a defensive-oriented first half, kind of what we expected with two of the better defenses in the Mountain West.
Well, and Boise State really stymied on third down, Roy, and I think that plays in such a huge part in the total offense and really the production of that Boise State offense. But you're right, the defense is playing well. The back end of the Wyoming defense really has stepped up, making a lot of tackles and flying around.
And it's something that the Boise State coaching staffs talked with us about this week. That was the one component that surprised them last year in that 2-point loss back in Laramie. The stickiness of the Wyoming secondary was a major factor then, and it has been so far this evening. Out in the flats, Madison with the grab and shoved out by Ortiz. So underway in our third quarter, what does Brett Rippon need to do maybe to try to refine his rhythm that we saw at times last week in that road win at San Diego State, because it hasn't been there tonight against this very stout defense?
Yeah, I think you have to get more production on first and second down and give yourself a chance on third down and not get into 3rd and 8s.
Rowe motions out. Tunnel screen to Wilson. Makes a nice move near side. First down.
Ribbon completes to Wilson.
So a gain of 9 yards on 2nd down and 8. And the former high school quarterback and baseball standout Cedric Wilson, one of 3 team captains, gets the job done.
And that's a good start, getting the ball to their playmaker and arguably their best player for the Broncos. Ced Wilson really is a dynamic player, super fast and strong, great hands, and he can really hurt you going down the field.
Offensive play caller Zach Hill told us verbatim he's the best player we've got. Rippon again, looking downfield. Sensed the pressure, flings it incomplete. Madison should have had it. Granderson applying the pressure. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Boy, Granderson is just wrecked the Boise State offense tonight. He really has played well. Leading tackler in the first half. 7 tackles. And, you know, coming off the edge, Roy, he's such a disruptive player. I thought Brett Rippon did a great job just getting rid of the ball.
And he put it in a spot where Madison should have reeled it in. On 2nd down, play action. Modster has it crossing the 45 and sent out at the 46 by Ortiz. Well, 3rd down and short upcoming for the Broncos.
Well, at least you're getting a chance with 3rd and 3. And I think this is what Brett Rippon, where he's better. They came in to tonight's game averaging 40% on 3rd down. Actually, almost 41%. They've 1 of 6 in the first half, but right here, utilizing spread offense.
Cowboys will fake pressure. Essentially a 6-man front and out drop 2 linebackers back. Rose got it. Drive continues on 3rd down. Rippon on target there to his tight end number 88. Jake Rowe has had himself quite a season, battling a couple of injuries last year and again this year, Tom. But Jake Rowe, senior from Scottsdale, getting the job done.
Steady is Rowe, and I think, Roy, your question to me, you know, what does Brett Rippon need to do? I think he's doing it right now. He's getting it to his playmakers, Ced Wilson and Jake Rowe.
Ryan Wolpin checks in for the first time. Play action for Rippon, who steps up and delivers a pass incomplete. Danins, the intended receiver, first time he's been targeted tonight. And Ortiz was able to rush the throw in the backfield.
Yeah, Alec Danins, big tight end. They utilize a multitude of tight end sets, 2 and 3 and 4 tight ends in on the field, and it really creates a lot of matchup problems for a defense. And looks like we'll see a little bit more tight end versus linebacker matchup tonight.
He'll set up the screen pass. Monster to the 45. That's a 1-yard pickup. Logan Wilson with the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Broncos.
Well, again, long yardage 3rd down, and credit that Wyoming defense. Logan Wilson, Andrew Wingert, Marcus Epps. I mean, they read and react so well. They diagnose the play, and then it's just flying and getting hats to the ball, and they've really put a lot of pressure on the Boise State offense tonight.
There are 4-2 teams undefeated in Mountain West Conference play. On 3rd down, a rifle shot down to the 32-yard line, and Boise State, after a 13-yard pickup, you see this drive continue. Cedric Wilson finally calling his name in the downfield passing game, Tom.
Wow, we were talking about putting pressure on the offense. They showed 11 up a moment ago and then backed out of it. But just a nice play that time. Gafford right there on the tackle.
Montel Cozart, the new quarterback. First time we've seen him in the second half. And Cozart on the keeper. Brought down by a duo of defenders, including Wingert. First time tonight we've called his name in the backfield. It's really one of his specialties. They'll use him, step him up towards the line of scrimmage, that extra hat in the box.
Yeah, Andrew Wingert, one of the top defensive players in the entire Mountain West Conference. You see how sneaky he is. He just really creates his own avenue. Nobody accounts for him, and he's in the backfield making the hit on Cozart.
Scott Hazelton, defensive play caller for the Cowboys, told us, you know, he'll run fast in the 40. Maybe he isn't the most athletic player on the field, but he plays like it. Backside pressure, and who else? Carl Granderson again.
Yeah, Granderson, Wingert, these guys are playing at such a high level on defense. It's remarkable. And again, how do you block him with one man, right? I mean, you got a chip. They tried to get a block with the tight end, Danins, and he just runs right by Danins.
Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Week, had a safety a week ago and an interception in that come-from-behind win against Utah State. 3rd down and long. Cozart's got to be careful. Dumps it off to Wilson with a running lane. A nice stutter step. And Tom, he'll be about a yard short of the first down. We'll see if this is 4-down territory for the Broncos, who have yet to reach the end zone tonight. It's a gain of 15.
Nice tackle again by the Wyoming secondary, and it looked like Wilson had more room to run, Roy, and all of a sudden the running lanes just get shut down.
4th down and a short 2. Cozart under center in the offset eye. Play action. Cozart will tuck it and run with it. And he'll pick up the first down easily as he scoots out of bounds.
Well, it's a nice play call because it gives Cozart a run-pass option. He ends up booting out, fake power. He sneaks out. He has Rowe in the flat, and then he does the right thing. He knows exactly where the sticks are. Gets enough for the first down and hops out of bounds.
Cozart remains on the field. Now under the 9-minute mark here in our third quarter. Patient running by Cozart. The KU transfer ahead to the 15.
You know what I like about Cozart? He brings great energy into the game, and you can tell that the team, the tempo picks up a little bit when he's in the game, not taking nothing away from Brett Rippon. And I love the fact that they just substitute just whenever they want. They have such a great feel on the sideline. Zach Hill, the offensive coordinator, Brett Rippon knows, hey, Cozart's going to come in. I'm going to go back in.
Brian Wilson carry gets 2.
7-3. Wyoming out in front of Boise State, approaching the halfway point. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Broncos.
Again, a very manageable 3rd down, Roy. They're doing a good job of getting gains on production on 1st and 2nd down. It allows Cozart a much easier 3rd down try.
Wilson in motion. Madison in the backfield. Cozart again up the middle. And the drive continues. A punishing run by the quarterback. Marcus Epps brought him down, but not before he picked up a Boise State first down.
You know, just a great play by the Boise State offensive line, Roy, on that last play. You know, you see the continuity going right now for Boise State.
And Brett Rippon back on the field on 1st and goal. Interesting use of the quarterbacks again by this Boise State coaching staff. Shovel pass, Jake Rowe has it. And brought down short of the 5, down at the 6. Andrew Wingard got him. 2nd down and goal upcoming.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle there. A lot of teams are running that now. Kind of a little shovel pass going in, and Jake Rowe, I think you just got to keep feeding your playmakers the ball, right? Cedric Wilson has to touch it. Jake Rowe has to touch it. Madison has to touch it. I mean, those are your guys.
On the 17th play of this possession, our opening possession of the 2nd half. Madison upended. Brought down at the 3 by Wingard. Broncos have yet to reach the end zone tonight. 3rd down and goal. What will be the biggest play of the game coming up?
Well, we talk about getting the ball to your playmaker, Madison, but you know when you hand it to your playmaker and then the opponent's playmaker, Andrew Wingard, just comes up and fills the gap, puts a helmet right on him. You said it. Big play for Boise State. 3rd down. Again, they load up. You'd think it'd be a tight end, but you got Montel Cozart in the backfield as the quarterback.
Empty backfield. Interchanging quarterbacks throughout this possession. Cozart will call his own number. Cozart towards the end zone. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Touchdown. On one of the most patient drives you will ever see, the Broncos cash in.
Roy, I thought for a moment that Wyoming was going to stop Cozart from getting over the goal line, but the offensive line kept pushing. Cozart kept legs driving and finding Pater at that time for the Broncos.
Cozart finished out the game last week, a road win at San Diego State. 71 yards in 18 plays. And the Broncos finally reaching Pater on this chilly October evening. And for Cozart, Montel's what they call him. This is how he does it.
Welcome. How's it going?
Hi. Hi.
Okay, so you've got two friends here.
Yes.
This is the J.D. Power Award for dependability. Now, I want you to give it to the friend that you think is most dependable.
Oh!
Wow.
It's just not fair. Does she have to?
She doesn't have to.
Oh, I don't?
No, but it's a tough choice, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, luckily, Chevy makes it a little easier, because it's the only brand to earn J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs 2 years in a row.
That's amazing.
Chevy's a name you can trust.
Okay, guys, the bus is down, but we've got a spot. Follow Coach Kevin.
Sorry again that we're fully booked. This is the best we could do on such short notice.
This is amazing.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated has always been our guiding principle.
We took crispy chicken and married it with our cheesy quesadilla to create the perfect union. Get it with a crunchy taco, Doritos Locos taco, and a medium drink. The new $5 crispy chicken quesadilla box, only at Taco Bell.
Hey, how's it going?
Who are you?
I'm Val, the Orange Money Retirement Squirrel from Voya. I represent the money you save for the future. See? We're putting away acorns to show the importance of being organized.
That's smart. Who's he?
He's the green money you can spend now. What's up?
Oh, you know, gonna pay some bills, maybe buy a new tennis racket.
Tennis racket for a squirrel.
He's got a killer backhand.
When it's time to get organized for retirement, it's time to get Voya.
This is a scenic mountain road, and this is a man rolling down the road on a hot dog cart. That is not smart. This guy, however, used TireRack.com to upgrade to ultra-premium Michelin Pilot tires to enjoy exhilarating performance on this scenic road. That's smart. This guy, not so much. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install smarter.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like banging their head on a low ceiling, drinking spoiled milk, camping in poison ivy, getting a paper cut, and having their arm trapped in a vending machine. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It's year 4 of the college football playoff. 4 teams. 2 semifinals. New Year's Day. The college football playoff on ESPN. Who's in?
Now the longest drive of the season for the Broncos, and both quarterbacks playing their part respectively and doing it very well. Brett Rippon and Montel Cozart. Nearly 10 minutes off the clock, and for Josh Allen and this Wyoming offense, they've been sitting around waiting now for a long period of time after their final possession of the first half. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, and that final drive by the Pokes seems like it ended eons ago. And the Cowboys will now take over 1st and 10 from their 25 when we come back.
Over a year ago, I was diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer.
A true story with Keytruda.
My world came crashing down.
Come on, kids.
But I was not ready to give up.
After testing for high levels of PD-L1, I started on Keytruda.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and it's an immunotherapy that can be your first treatment. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
I used to take the small things for granted. I don't anymore.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda with more FDA-approved uses for advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy.
Car's ready?
Wrong car.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. You guys want to check it out?
It's someone else's car.
What is this?
It's the all-new Chevy Equinox.
This feels like a luxury SUV.
Your car's here.
Bummer.
Do we have to take that one back?
Wah, wah.
Can I take this one home?
Current qualified Chevrolet lessees can get this all-new 2018 Equinox LT for around $199 a month. Or trade up and get $3,500 total cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Chevy, the only brand to earn J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs 2 years in a row.
Back in the Treasure Valley, home of the Boise State Broncos. And Boise State with its first lead of the evening, 10-7. After nearly 10 minutes off the clock on the opening possession of our second half. Josh Allen back on the field. Conway goes in motion. And here's play action once again. Allen flings it deep. And nobody home. Outstanding coverage again by the Broncos secondary. If you're just tuning in, Wyoming's only points of the night, Tom, coming way back on their very first possession. And since then, Allen has been inconsistent. And he's been pressured multiple times, both in his face and from the backside.
And I think that's the changeup. They're bringing a little more heat from the defensive edge, and Jabril Frazier really has been a force coming from that defensive end position for the Broncos.
Protect the blue, as they like to say in these parts. Hand off to Trey Woods, spun around at the 30. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. David Moa with the tackle. That Wyoming offense has got to be a little chilly sitting on the bench as long as it did during that drive by Boise State.
Yeah, I was going to say, Roy, the best defense against Josh Allen, keep him off the field.
Right.
They finally got a big, long drive, and out of those 18 plays Boise State had, they were 4 of 4 on 3rd down. So it goes back to counterpoint, goes back to Wyoming now to convert some 3rd downs and keep drives alive.
Allen across the middle, wide open. Drive continues. The tight end Tyree Mayfield hauls it in. Cowboys needed 5. They'll pick up 8.
Smart football there, not trying to get too much out of play. Run a tight end turn route over the ball, and Josh Allen again, the ball comes out quick. He gets protection. Mayfield just splits the linebackers, and he gets the 1st down. Nice play.
Nico Evans remains on the field for the Pokes. Jet sweep, Conway. Near side, tripped up, crossing the 45. And the Cowboys just trying to find some kind of way to generate some rush yards. And they've done it with Woods and also Conway after the 7-yard gain.
Boy, and you know, you just look at that clock. It's running tick away. Close to 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and really the magnitude of that Boise State drive, almost 10 minutes off the clock, and boy, it puts a little pressure back on the Pokes.
Trey Woods back on the field. He'll fake the jet sweep. Allen steps up. Josh Allen has a 1st down and races out of bounds at the 40. Brett Vegan told us this week Josh Allen's going to have to extend drives with his legs. He's done it at times tonight.
I'm so impressed with his vision and the feel he has in the pocket. You have to have an internal time clock. It hits quick for him right there. And he captures a running lane, Roy, and he's able to just knife through it, gets a huge gain, and then all of a sudden they're knocking on the door.
Johnson in motion after the gain of 13. From the 39. Woods cuts it back, crosses the 35, and a gain of 5 on 1st down. Sam Whitney with the stop.
I love Trey Woods' vision here because he sees that Boise State's over pursuing, so he just finds a cutback lane right there and makes the backside linebacker make the tackle. And while it's a good tackle, it's a nice game.
Converted linebacker. Sets up shop in the I formation. Woods spun down after about a half-yard gain. Bring up third down for the Pokes. Leighton Vander Esch with the tackle. Both of these teams, Tom, 4-2. Both of these teams 2-0 in the Mountain West Conference. Division rivals. Cowboys with their first win over Boise State last year in Laramie. And if you talk to Craig Bohl and Brian Harsin, it's a must-win game. If you plan on winning the Mountain West Conference, there's really no way around it. So there's a lot on the table in this matchup tonight. And the Cowboys need 4 here on third down. They'll call a timeout.
Wyoming has called their first time out of the half.
Well, I don't disagree with you, partner. I think these two teams are in the elite side of the Mountain West Conference, and they're both fighting the battle tonight.
Hey, I thought you were choosing the flute.
Everyone's doing flute.
Buick now has an SUV for that.
Where's your brother?
Hey, Mom, it's a tuba.
Buick Enclave, one of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get over $10,400 total value on the specially equipped 2017 Buick Enclave Premium model when you finance through GM Financial.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Discover card. I'm not a customer, but I'm calling about that credit scorecard. Give it? Sure, it's free for everyone. Oh, well, that's nice. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. Oh! I'm so proud of you. Well, thank you.
Free at discover.com/credit scorecard, even if you're not a customer.
A heart attack doesn't care what you eat or how healthy you look. No matter who you are, a heart attack can happen without warning. A Bayer aspirin regimen can help prevent another heart attack. Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen. Bayer aspirin.
Applebee's 2 for $20. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
America. Drug addiction is plaguing our great country. Call Make America Sober Again now, before this disease destroys your family, your friends, your country. If you or someone you know is struggling with a drug or alcohol addiction, make the next minute in your life count. Call Make America Sober Again now and speak to someone that can help.
Call 800-585-9757.
Kick off your Week 7 NFL Sunday with ESPN, 10 a.m. Eastern, our Sunday NFL Countdown crew. We'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, game previews, right up to kickoff. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. Here in the City of Trees, Boise, Idaho, the state capital of the Gem State. Josh Allen straight ahead. And on third down and 4, Allen rumbles down to the 15. Gain of 16 yards, and Allen looked like he knew exactly what he was doing on that play.
Yeah, Brent Vigen, the offensive coordinator, just a great play call here. They let the blocks develop, and then Josh Allen, just a quarterback, you know, zone read essentially, but they end up having a couple nice blocks inside, and they loop a tight end around and log the linebacker. Next thing you know, gain of 16.
Just the second possession of our second half. 9th play of this drive for the Pokes. Allen looking backside and lassoed from behind. He'll lose 2 back to the 20. Curtis Weaver with the hit, big number 99.
Curtis Weaver really played a fine game a week ago against San Diego State. Really made plays at the line of scrimmage. He made plays in pass coverage there. He makes a sack, but you know, Roy, instead of taking a loss of 8, it's only a loss of 2. So again, credit Josh Allen for just making a heads-up play and not losing a lot of yards here in the red zone.
Under 30 seconds to play here in a fast-moving third quarter. Allen will sprint it outside, toss it towards the end zone, ready and waiting. Fort has it. Touchdown.
That, my friend, is a throw by a future NFL player right there, because he has a guy contesting him the entire way. Josh Allen comes out bootleg, and he's got Gabe Perez just fighting with him, and he fires the ball and throws a strike to Austin Fort.
I don't know how many different ways I've asked you questions about Allen's performance this year. It's been average at best at times, and then you turn the film on and watch a sequence like that. That's why scouts love him. An extra point up and good. 14-10 our new score. Josh Allen on the ground. Josh Allen through the air on that possession.
Josh Allen just keeps competing. He keeps fighting, and he keeps willing the Cowboys.
On the back of my cruise ship, look, watch me do this. Since 2012, I've been the coolest. If you do not get it, you're foolish.
This is Emma. She has a dog and a pig. Together, they are agents of chaos to floors in every room. But Emma's home has life-proof vinyl plank flooring and pet-proof carpet from the Home Depot. Scratch-resistant and stain-resistant for the expected and the unexpected. 100% life-proof, 0% worry. Get free installation on any carpet, $699 or more. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
The #1 rated Ego Power Plus blower. Blasting 530 cubic feet of air per minute. Powered by the industry's most advanced lithium-ion battery technology. And now, introducing the new Ego Backpack Blower. Delivering the power of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes for up to 2 hours on a single charge. Exclusively at the Home Depot and Ego authorized dealers.
Back and forth we go. Here in Boise, Idaho, 14-10, the Cowboys back in front of their division rival Boise State. Wyoming offense has not been as prolific this year as it was last season in winning the Mountain Division Championship. As Cedric Wilson bolts near side with a running lane and tripped up crossing the 40. Good field position for the Broncos. 37-yard return. Don't forget our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup is a big NFC East battle. The city of brotherly love, we take you. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins. Carson Wentz and the 5-1 first-place Eagles. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, 6 Eastern, over on ESPN. The game is also available right here on ESPN2 in Spanish. Redskins have won 5 the last 6 against the Eagles and the last 2 at Lincoln Financial. See if Kirk Cousins can continue his good work coming up on Monday night. Brett Rippon back on the field. Of course, his uncle Mark played for the Redskins. Won a world championship in our nation's capital. On first down, he'll float it off his back foot. Madison has it. And Alexander Madison into plus territory on what should be the final play of our third quarter. It's a gain of 8 brought down by Wingert. And what will our final 15 minutes have in store in this very important divisional rivalry game between the Pokes and the Broncos? 14-10, the Cowboys with a 4-point lead.
Hey, I thought you were choosing the flute.
Everyone's doing flute.
Buick now has an SUV for that.
Where's your brother?
Buick Enclave, one of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get over $10,400 total value on the specially equipped 2017 Buick Enclave Premium model when you finance through GM Financial.
Hey, hon. We gotta go. Come on.
Thanks, Mom. Principal, we can help you plan for that.
This house says to me we're ready to have kids, and who cares if it's over budget?
Fun fact, this is where they found the body.
What body?
Bodies, plural.
Snap into a Slim Jim!
I want to make cars fly. I love turning old stuff into something amazing. I want to plant a garden for the whole world.
We grow up, but we never stop dreaming. Here at Coke, we challenge ourselves and the status quo to produce innovations like renewable fuel, more energy-efficient vehicles, and food for all. Because what drives us most is challenge itself.
Cooper tires on the ground go round and round, round and round, round and round. Tires on the car are warranty. And what you need, the tires on the car help keep you safe. They grip the road when you hit the brakes.
Your tires matter, so count on Cooper, an American company since 1914.
The tires on the ground go round and round.
He is the most interesting man in the world, and he's building a statue for the most interesting fan of college football.
I once dated a mascot, Janet. I do touchdown dances for cardio. Get my pump on.
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
Breakfast has come out of its shell. Crisp bacon, seasoned potatoes, and cheddar cheese, all wrapped in a fried egg. The new Naked Egg Taco, only at Taco Bell.
Thanks for coming all this way to get me. No worries. Do you have everything? Yeah, I think so.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated
Let's get you checked in.
has always been our guiding principle. Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Our final 15 minutes coming up from Boise, Idaho. 14-10 Wyoming with the advantage over division rival Boise State. Rams down in Fort Collins having a sensational start to their year under Mike Bobo. 6-2 undefeated in the Mountain Division as well. And Colorado State beating New Mexico last night. Fresno State meanwhile putting it to San Diego State. Bulldogs are undefeated in the West Division as Madison, some nifty moves, picks up a first down on the first play of the fourth. It's a gain of 7. We'll see if the Broncos can respond after a 2-possession third quarter moments ago.
Yeah, I still am in disbelief, Roy, when you mentioned it a moment ago. Just only 2 possessions in that third quarter. But you see Madison, this is where he's making hay, right? Lowering the shoulders, leg drive, pushing the pile. That's when you get those extra yards.
Quarterback exchange continues. Montel Cozart back on the field. Madison motions out. Cozart straight ahead. He had a running lane, but tackled by Priester. And I mean, he just got there, Tom.
Yeah, Priester came from the cornerback position. So Scotty Hazelton drawing up a couple blitzes of his own. Priester coming off the edge, unblocked, making the hit on Cozart. Cozart doing a good job hanging on to the ball, too.
Senior from Tampa. Forces 2nd down and 12 for the Broncos. Both of these teams have won their last 3 ball games. Rippon rifles it down the field. Caught, first down for the Boise State Broncos. Jake Rowe, another grab. All the way down to the 27.
Jake Rowe's a big target. He runs a little corner route, and then they sneak the back out, so they have a little over-under, and they just kind of work on Priester. Just put him in a bind.
Cozart back on the field. Well, every other play, we're seeing a different quarterback. Ryan Wolpe, the running back. Cozart try to get to the edge. Can he get there? Yes. And scampers out around the 20. So you're a former quarterback. You played in the NFL. You played at UCLA. I mean, this can't be an easy merry-go-round situation for these two quarterbacks, but they're making it look like that tonight.
Well, it is if that's your offense. And in this instance, this is their offense. Both quarterbacks are very much a part of it. So they know they're not getting pulled out of a game because they did something bad. They're both, you know, it's 1A and 1B, right? I mean, Rippon's going to start. He's going to play a lot, but Cozart's going to come in, have a package of plays. I think it's a great utility weapon. And you can tell Boise State's totally comfortable with it.
Inside zone, Madison. Tried to hurdle Wyoming defender. That was Winger.
And I think, Roy, people were trying to make, maybe writers in Boise, maybe fans of Boise State, they were trying to make, oh, it's a quarterback controversy. No. And the coaches, I told Brian Harsin, I said, listen, I love what you're doing. And, you know, because you're throwing different punches at a defense, and you want to keep the defense off balance. What better way is to have two quarterbacks that understand your system inside and out, but they have different packages.
3rd and inches. Cozart under center, straight ahead, and he's got the first down. Well, we spoke with Brett Rippon yesterday in the Boise State locker room for just a couple of minutes. Demeanor was fantastic, seemed to be good with what's been happening here with the Broncos offense. And admittedly, talking to Zach Hill and Brian Harsin yesterday as well, I asked a couple of questions implying kind of what you just mentioned from the local media. Hey, are these guys really okay with this? And does one guy have the edge over the other? And really, everybody was on the same page. Connor Kane, the injured Cowboy, at the 15. So a timeout on the field as we step aside as well. Under 12 to play in the 4th.
Raz, where are you?
Guys, I'm trapped. My boss wants me here.
We're not leaving without you. Just go downstairs now.
Rapunzel.
Look for my CHR.
That was fun.
Wait till you see where we're going.
Introducing an all-new crossover. Toyota CHR. Toyota, let's go places.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Discover card. Hey, what can you tell me about your new Social Security alerts? Oh, we'll alert you if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky sites, so you'll be in the know. Ooh, sushi. Ugh, being in the know is a good thing.
Sign up online for free. Discover Social Security alerts.
Applebee's 2 for $20. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh. I felt bad.
When I hear it now, I know that I was snoring, but I didn't know that it was that bad.
Would you like to put a stop to the snoring? Then you want Pure Sleep, the doctor-recommended #1 snoring solution in the world. When the throat relaxes during sleep, air is forced through the narrowed airway, causing vibration and snoring. Pure Sleep gently holds the jaw forward, opening the airway to stop the snoring. Here you can see the constricted airway. Now look at how Pure Sleep opens that airway to stop the snoring. Try it for 30 days before you buy it. All you do is cover the shipping and handling.
The first night he stopped snoring. The second night it worked, and the third night, and the fourth night, and I was about in tears because it worked.
Yeah, we definitely needed Pure Sleep.
Visit 99puresleep.com. That's 99puresleep.com, or call 1-800-200-2998. That's 1-800-200-2998.
Well, 8 teams remain undefeated. The FBS ranks: Georgia, Bama, Penn State, crushing Michigan earlier tonight. UCF survived Navy earlier as well, remain undefeated out of the American. Hurricanes doing a nice job as well against Syracuse. As we take a look at the updated top 10 brought to you by Chick-fil-A and the Associated Press top 10. Really, Oklahoma tested at Kansas State, but everybody within the top 10 victorious this weekend. Ohio State and Clemson, as well as the Georgia Bulldogs with byes. Anything stand out there?
Well, you know, Miami, I thought, played well against Syracuse, and Connor Kane gets loaded onto the card and they've already had a much depleted defensive tackle group, so losing Kane is a real blow.
Cozart, the quarterback. Wolpen, the running back, crossing the 10 down to the 9. On first down, Ryan Wolpen picks up 6.
Good hard running by Wolpen. That's a nice change of pace. Madison's been really the workhorse tonight. Madison 73 yards on 14 carries, and Wolpen, that's his second carry of the night. Nice play, and it gives Boise State a nice opportunity.
Cozart try to get to the edge again. He does inside the 5, steps out at the 4. Good enough for another Broncos first down. So first and goal on a very swift-moving second half.
Boy, Cozart, he's quick now. If he's out running Andrew Wenger, and he gave him a good straight arm too. I mean, it's a nice play by Cozart. Sending Wingard into the bumper guards.
First down and goal. Under 11 to play here inside of Albertson Stadium. Rippon back on the field at quarterback. On the swing pass. Nifty move towards the end zone. Touchdown. Cozart, the quarterback turned receiver, reaches pay dirt again. Well, this guy can do a little bit of everything.
Well, Roy, they had both players, both quarterbacks on the field a week ago against San Diego State. Brett Rippon threw Montel Cozart a completion last week, and then this week they kind of run it off the same motion, but Cozart does a great job getting back. He reverses field. The question will be whether he's broke the plane or not. I believe he did. But it's a nice play call again, a nice wrinkle that time by Zach Hill and that Boise State offense.
It's taken a little bit of time this evening for both of these offenses to find their rhythm. They are doing so here in the second half. The touchdown will stand. That's 57 yards in 10 plays. And the Broncos back out in front. Hogarth. All-important extra point is true. And our new score, 17-14. 10:40 remaining in this one. The City of Trees, quarterback to quarterback. Cozart, his second touchdown of the night. He's been impressive.
As King Midas, I expect things to last a long time. And so should you.
Midas has a lifetime guarantee on these parts.
That's right. On things like struts, brakes, shocks, all kinds of automobile parts. Guaranteed for life.
Does he turn everything to gold?
Brakes.
Not everything. Luckily, he's not a dog person.
Always a touch better means limited lifetime guarantees on every brake job. Now get $100 back on a 2-axle brake service with your Midas credit card.
My, what big rims you have. My, what bright eyes you have. Oh.
All the better to tease you with, my dear.
That was good.
Where to? GD. Get ready to spin your own tale. Introducing an all-new crossover. Toyota CHR. Toyota, let's go places.
At IKEA, we believe that your dream bedroom, from a bed frame with storage, to the softest linens, to a cozy mattress, can be yours for less. And we believe that cozy should never be costly.
You know me. I'm the Addiction Network. Over 1.5 million people have called for help. So why haven't you called? What are you waiting for?
I lost everything, and the only way to get my life back was to pick up the phone and call and go to treatment.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Beautiful night for college football. The rain has subsided momentarily for Brett Rippon and Montel Cozart. Been on fire in this second half. 3 possessions so far in our final 2 quarters between these 2 programs, Tom. 3 touchdowns, and all 3 possessions really chewing time off the clock.
Yeah, stick around for this one. Whoever has the ball last is going to win. What's interesting, Roy, Boise State on 3rd down in the second half so far, 5 of 6 on 3rd down. I always think huge difference maker. The first half, they were only 1 of 6. So they've really done some good things offensively, and they've really created opportunities for themselves. Nice play calling.
Velasquez will kick things off for the Broncos. Milo Hall back deep to receive for the Cowboys. Wyoming's defeated Boise State just 1 time in 11 previous meetings, that coming last year in Laramie. Trying to make it 2 for 2. But now the Cowboys with their work cut out for them. Under 11 to play. 1st and 10 from their 25.
Well, and listen, you know, the path to a championship in the Mountain West Conference, it has been through either Boise or San Diego State. You've had to go through one of those 2 teams, and I think right now with Fresno State putting the lumps on San Diego State in the West, the Mountain Conference division, the winner is going to come from these 2 teams or Colorado State this year.
Woods off the right tackle, barrels his way ahead to the 29, brought down by Frazier. Now Wahine. Be a gain of 4.
Well, in Boise State this year, the last few games on the road, the Boise State defense has played lights out. I wouldn't say they played lights out so far tonight. They've played well. They've given a lot of yards up, but right now, their back's against the wall with number 17, Josh Allen, coming at him.
Allen with time. Will bounce that one to his intended target. 3rd down and 6 coming up. Looking for Conway. And with Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, great to have you with us inside of Albertson Stadium in front of some 35,000 Bronco fans. This critical Mountain Division matchup. Back and forth we have gone here in this second half. Rain has subsided for now. Big play coming up right now on 3rd down. Empty backfield for Allen with time. Off the back foot. And looking for Josh Harshman. Now Wahine in coverage, and that play really never had a chance, Tom.
No, it was a good pressure package that time by Boise State, and I'm sure Josh Allen once, if he had a split second more, he would have found, I believe it was Nico Evans, was further outside towards the sideline, and they had completed that one earlier tonight.
The Mountain West Conference Special Teams Player of the Week fields this one cleanly. Avery Williams, so dangerous. And brought down in plus territory at the 49-yard line. So the Broncos with all kinds of momentum after forcing the 3 and out. And Avery Williams getting the job done once again after the 36-yard punt. 1st and 10 for Boise State when we return.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
The amazing new iPhone 8 is at AT&T, and we know you'll love it.
Because we know you want more.
More great camera features and more power.
And more than just unlimited data, we give you unlimited plans with HBO included for life.
Because you deserve more entertainment and more spokespeople.
Talking like this, saying the word more.
AT&T.
It's time for more. Am I too close? I feel like I'm too close.
Get the iPhone 8, and with all AT&T Unlimited plans, get HBO for life, only from AT&T.
We have a vision for the future. A world without accidents. To get there, we're advancing safety technology, designed not only to automatically brake, but also actively steer. This is the most sophisticated Lexus safety system ever. And a preview of what's to come. Experience driver-first innovation. Experience amazing.
At 5-1, the Eagles are flying high.
Make the most of every opportunity you get, man.
And look to cement their hold on the NFC East on Monday Night Football. Redskins, Eagles, Monday, 8:15 on ESPN.
Are you ready?
Under 10 to play. Back in the Treasure Valley. Critical Mountain Division matchup between two old rivals, the Broncos and the Cowboys. Boise State football at the Wyoming 48 to start this drive. We'll see if Brett Rippon, Montel Cozart and company can keep this second half momentum going. After the 15-yard return by Avery Williams, the line drive punt. Broncos in business, inside handoff, and Madison sandwiched between two Cowboy defenders. That was Logan Wilson with the initial contact.
Well, and Roy, what Boise State wants to do right now, they want to finish the game on a physical note, right? They want to be fast and physical. We talked about it at the top of the game. Boise State wanted to pound the ball, use the ground game tonight, and they finished last week's game against San Diego State, putting together a nice 70-yard drive with all runs.
We'll swing it out to Madison, who already has 75 yards on the ground. He'll pick up a couple of more here. And leaps out of bounds near the 25. Rico Gafford, the victim that time for the Cowboys defense. Boy, we're seeing more of this in college football, the leaping over defenders.
Yeah, I don't like to see guys. I mean, once in a while, yeah, it makes for good TV, but right there, that's good TV right there. That's and that's good running.
A.J. Richardson with a nice block to spring him loose as well against Wingert.
Yeah, credit Richardson with the block on the best tackler for Wyoming.
Rippon checks out, Cozart checks in. Pump fake, slant. Wilson's got it for the touchdown. Well, he burned Tyler Hall. He had the inside leverage from 24 yards out, and the Broncos extend their lead.
Quick hitting, explosive offense. That's Boise State getting back in the groove, and Brian Harsin and Zach Hill really dialing a nice play up there. Again, going to their playmaker, Cedric Wilson.
And you saw Cozart's eyes right as he got the snap, knew that Wilson was going to have a chance. And a picture-perfect toss leads to 6 points. Extra point is good, and Montel Cozart has thrown a touchdown, has ran for a touchdown, and also caught another one. The KU grad transfer has been the spark for the Broncos offense as Boise State extends its lead to 10.
Cindy, you don't even have a dress.
You're not going anywhere in those rags.
Put them together and what have you got?
Cindy?
Introducing an all-new crossover, Toyota CHR. Toyota, let's go places.
We took crispy chicken and married it with our cheesy quesadilla to create the perfect union. Get it with a crunchy taco, Doritos Locos taco, and a medium drink. The new $5 crispy chicken quesadilla box, only at Taco Bell.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
So let me get this straight. You're a rabbit?
I'm Vern, the Orange Money Retirement Rabbit from Voya.
Right. And that means...
I'm the money you save for retirement. I help you get organized so your money could multiply. See?
Got it. Who's he?
He's green money for spending today. You know, paying bills. Maybe a little online shopping.
What makes it easy to tell you apart?
That and I am better looking.
I heard that.
When it's time to get organized for retirement, it's time to get Voya.
7 ingredients. Wonder what they are.
Corrosion inhibitor.
Solvent fluid.
Demulsifier.
Fuel detergent number 1.
Fuel detergent number 2.
Anti-adhesion compound.
And marker molecules.
Get better gas mileage with Synergy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
We are back. Boise State going up 24-14, and there's a reason why Montel Cozart's eyes got big. He saw the safety in between the hash marks, and he starts sneaking up, and then he knows he has one-on-one coverage outside with his playmaker. Cedric Wilson just runs a quick slant, and the ball delivered. Perfect, on time. Touchdown, Cedric Wilson. A nice 10-point lead for the Broncos.
Largest lead of the evening. Cowboys will take it out to the 25 after the touchback. One quick correction. The swing pass to Cozart, where he scored earlier in the fourth quarter, was actually ruled as a lateral, so that's a rushing touchdown. So Cozart has thrown for a score and rushed for 2 more. Even though I'd still like to go back and look at that play and make sure that was deemed a literal lateral, because it looked like he was swinging forward.
I agree with you. I thought it was a reception also, and it must have been a lateral, although, if it was, that was indeed a running play. That's what the official stats say. Those can always change after further review.
The plot thickens now for Josh Allen and Wyoming, trailing by 2 scores. Pump fake. Allen will buy some time, flings it incomplete, looking for James Price. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You know, there'll be a coach in Josh Allen's ear. Might be Brent Vegan, his current coach. Settle, right? Settle your feet a little bit. And if he just settles, and I know why he's moving, and he does such a great job in the pocket, but if he just settles his feet, makes the throw, they're lining up, playing another down, 10 yards down the field.
8.5 to play. Trying to set up the middle screen. Nobody home. Allen gets knocked down to the blue turf. Sam Whitney with the pressure. And Allen pleading his case to our officiating crew.
Yeah, and Allen's fair to ground the ball there. He has his running back, Trey Woods, right there. Looked like they were trying to set up a little screen pass. And just a great play. David Moa, nose tackle, defensive tackle extraordinaire.
There's no foul for intensive grounding. Number 6 was in the area.
Yep, trying to get the ball to Woods, but Moa, what great pressure and pursuit that time by number 55.
Moa and Whitney Right in Allen's grill. Pogue 6 of 11 on third down tonight. None bigger than this. Here comes the pressure. Allen, the spin. Allen keeps the play alive. Cuts it back. And brought down short of the first down by 3 yards by Leighton Vander Esch. And let's see what Craig Bowl decides to do on fourth down.
Well, and Vander Esch was the player that had him wrapped up for a 15-yard loss. And somehow Josh Allen escapes the big hands of Vander Esch, the 8-man football extraordinaire from the Broncos. And then, boy, Josh Allen, is he exciting or what?
Incredible play by Vander Esch, his 10th stop of the night, as Avery Williams makes the fair catch. And the Broncos will have outstanding field position again. It's a 40-yard punt.
And Roy, I said it a moment ago, I think at break, when just to each other, I think the special teams at Boise State tonight have played at an exceptional level, and they've been able to gain yards when they flip the field on punts, punt returns. Avery Williams done a fantastic job, and then they've done a nice job on kickoff returns as well. Cedric Wilson brought the ball back to the 50-yard line.
Brett Rippon is the quarterback. Two-time first-team Mountain West Conference performer. Madison had 75 yards before that carry. Will pick up 17 there. Brought down by Wingert and Epps. And Tom, we were told an interesting story by Brian Harsin and Zach Hill earlier this week. The offensive line for Boise State was not generating the kind of push that it needed to in losses earlier this season.
It was after the Virginia loss when they got pounded and they had the bye week. And what'd they do? They went to the Crowther, to the blocking sled. And every football player, I don't see him a lot anymore, but boy, they went out and hit the sled and got fast and physical. And right now, they're fast and physical.
Just an old school 5-man sled. They identified it on film. We're not generating the kind of holes we need for Madison and Wolpen or even Montel Kozar. It's Madison another big carry, make that Wolpen another big gain. And so it was kind of an old school approach that has paid dividends in these last couple of ball games. Boise State in the midst of a 3-game winning streak, trying to extend it to 4 tonight, and already at $162 on the ground with Madison leading the charge.
Well, they got some big cats up front. They just weren't moving their feet.
And Wolpen corralled behind the line.
And Brian Harsin knows. He said, hey, listen, I was paying attention a couple years ago. He was watching the NFL's New Orleans Saints. And what did Sean Payton do when they weren't drive blocking? Hey, guys, we're hitting the sled. And I mean, you get after hitting that sled and driving it. And there's about 3 or 4 coaches standing on the sled, by the way. So they put a little extra weight on there. And boy, that's how your offensive line comes off the ball.
Under 6 to play. The Cowboys need a stand here to try to get the football back to Josh Allen. Broncos, other intentions. Dangerous toss. Pass is caught by Wilson, who's sent down short of the 30. Well, our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup is a big NFC battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. Kirk Cousins versus Carson Wentz. Coverage starts with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern over on ESPN. The game is also available right here on ESPN2 in Spanish. Hard to believe, Week 7, the National Football League is upon us. A lot of big-time matchups headed your way tomorrow, and of course Monday Night Football. Always a lot of fun. On third down, Broncos need 6. Rippon delivers a strike. Caught by the tight end, Alec Danins. And that'll keep the drive alive for Boise State. It's a gain of 14 yards.
Danins a little shaken up after after the catch. And, you know, what a great progression read that time by Brent Rippon. He's working strong side and comes back, and he knows he has Danons running a little dig route backside. Third choice on the throw, but
third reception of the season for big number 87 in blue. And now the Broncos content milk some of this clock, the 2-score advantage. And 4.5 minutes to play. Got to think this one's going to stay on the ground. Ripping a nifty move. We'll pick up 2.
Yeah, we haven't called Carl Granderson's name in a little bit, but again, he's there to make the tackle on Rippon. And you know, credit where credit is due. Boise State's offensive line has done a masterful job in the second half tonight, Roy. They really picked up the pace. They were not good on third down in the first half, only 1 of 6. In the second half, they've been tremendous, 6 of 7.
Cozart, the new quarterback. And he'll call his own number again. Tiptoe crossing the 15. Bring up third down and manageable.
I almost want to say Cozart, the old quarterback, right? I mean, he's been in so much tonight that they've done such a good job of rotating those key players. And again, the unselfishness of both Cozart and Rippon, I think that's what brings those guys together. And again, they've been tremendous on third down in the second half tonight, 6 of 7, and this has been the key to their productivity.
They'll run the Wildcat. Madison has it, trying to get to the edge and flung down just short of the mark. It'll make it 4th down and a yard for the Broncos. And let's see what Brian Harsin elects to do. Already a 2-score advantage. Does he go for the throw here or extend it to 13? Cowboys do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, if you pride yourself on physicality, you run the football. If you care about, you know, okay, let's get points, you bring out your field goal kicker, and what you may end up doing is just calling timeout, and you may not have a decision yet.
Brian Harsin will allow the clock to go down as far as he can before taking a timeout.
Boise State has called their first timeout of the half. 60 seconds in length.
Now, Montel Cozart's been one of the big stories. We mentioned this earlier. Nearly caught a touchdown pass, but upon further review, the swing pass looks more like a lateral. So the benefit goes to our official scorer up here in the press box and clearly behind the line of scrimmage. So well done. So he's rushed for 2 touchdowns. He has thrown for another score.
And what the lateral allows you to do, Roy, it allows you to block downfield. So you don't have to, the linemen can release and block downfield. They're outside perimeter. Receivers can go down and block downfield if it's a lateral. And that's why they draw it up that way. Just a smart play by Boise State.
And only fitting that Montel Jordan blaring over the loudspeakers celebrating this backup quarterback, Montel Cozart, and the job that he has done as the graduate transfer from Kansas. He started 18 games there. He was a captain back in Lawrence. Brian Harsin told us this week he could be a captain for this team right now. It's been so impressive how quickly he learned the playbook and how his teammates have rallied around him. And who knows what that means for the rest of the season. You got Rippon, 2-time first-team All-Mountain West Conference performer, and Cozart, the dual threat, who's on the field on 4th and short right now. Wilson, the lone receiver. Inside give. Wolpen stacked up, and he will not make the line he needed to get to. Logan Wilson got there with Jalen Ortiz, and on 4th down, the Broncos turn it over.
Nice defensive stand that time by the Pokes, and you know, again, credit Logan Wilson, just comes blasting through the A-gap and disrupts the play. See him just shoot the gap here. They just don't even put a hat on him. Hits Wolpen in the backfield, and Jalen Ortiz there to wrap him up and bring him down. But here's the opportunity, Roy. You got plenty of timeouts. Still have 2. You're down by 10 and 2:19. So a little bit of pressure. A little bit of pressure on Josh Allen, but not to say he can't get it done.
Allen on first down, sensing pressure. And across the middle for a short pickup. Nico Evans with a grab. That's a gain of 6. Van Der Esch. Maeva combined to make the stop.
Boy, he moves good in the pocket. Just great presence in the pocket. Feeling the rush, moving, avoiding.
And here comes pressure again. Allen. Down he goes inside the 10. Curtis Weaver got there first.
And unable to avoid big number 99. Curtis Weaver.
It's called their second time out of the half.
Coming off the edge. And he beats the right tackle, Ryan Cummings. And Cummings is an experienced player right there. Weaver doing a great job.
4th sack of the night for Boise State. And don't forget, later on tonight after Colorado, Washington State over on ESPN. Stick around for SportsCenter at night. Kirk Herbstreit updates you on his top 4 teams. Break down the college football playoff race after Week 8. Plus, a look at Ben Simmons in his first week in the association. SportsCenter, Linda Cohn and Stan Barrett. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. A very busy day in the sports world. I'm sure they'll also be talking about the Astros returning to the World Series, representing the American League. What a story that will be in the coming days. Out of the timeout, Allen fires a shot ahead to the 20. Be short of the first down. It's a gain of 9. The stop by Horton as Conway reeled it in.
Yeah, they just don't get enough for the yardage on 3rd, so now you're down to 4th.
Cowboys down to their, could be their last offensive play. Instead, Allen reaches for the first down. That'll move the sticks. The Cowboys need chunks of yardage, and they need it quickly.
Big chunks. You know, this is the tough part. You just need so many yards, and against a really smart and well-played defense.
More pressure, the pump fake. And off the back foot. Not enough juice on that pass. Conway couldn't bring it in. Now, we mentioned the loss of weapons from last year's Wyoming team. Finished 8-6. Brian Hill, the school's all-time leading rusher. Tanner Gentry, that caught all those big-time passes, critical situations. Starting tight end, also starting center, no longer with this program. All 4 of those players with NFL teams as of 2 weeks ago. The offense has been a work in progress, and Boise State has made it more difficult tonight. Looking for James Price. And I believe it was picked off. And who else? Avery Williams. Boy, what a playmaker he is going to be for this Broncos program. Just a redshirt freshman. An outstanding cover corner. A dynamic return man. And he makes another big play here.
And a former walk-on, which is just remarkable that a player such as Avery Williams comes in. Again, special teams player of the week. A week ago in the Mountain West Conference, and ball was thrown a little behind Price that time. Williams just making a nice play on the ball, and boy, it's been a tough night for Josh Allen, but he has given it his best effort.
Now, so is this Broncos defense. And this is kind of the old school Boise State football returning here in the Treasure Valley, as the Broncos are going to win their 4th game in a row tonight, Tom. They'll travel down to Utah State for their next matchup. And I think they've put the rest of the Mountain West Conference on notice with this really last month on the football field. They've been impressive in different ways. Special teams, at the line of scrimmage, and especially with this defense.
Well, the last time they were at home, I believe they got embarrassed by Virginia. And you know, it was not a good feeling. It wasn't a good taste in their mouth. They went on the road to BYU and San Diego State. And I think the victory last week in San Diego at the hands of the Aztecs, that proved to me, okay, they're good, and they're real good. But taking out Wyoming tonight, that's impressive by Boise State.
Final score 24-14 as the Broncos rally for the win, trailed at halftime 7-3 in the second half offense. For head coach Brian Harsin, found its rhythm at the exact right moment. Broncos remain undefeated in the Mountain West, now 3-0 after another impressive win here inside Albertson Stadium. Up next, you have a chance to get caught up on everything that happened today in college football with College Football Final. Final score once again 24-14 for Tom Ramsey. I'm Roy Philpott saying good night from Boise, Idaho.